Okay. Okay.
For me, it's just the thing. I can't express this to the video. So
I don't know. Something about it. um, um, how do I say this? It is very difficult for me to um, it's very difficult for me to explain something that cannot be explained. It's pretty fucking difficult to get somebody to see something. You cannot force somebody to see anything. Like right now, I'm staring at a moth that's on my wall. I don't care. I mean, I'm leaving my back door open because I like the fresh air. And there's no windows that open in this shitty fucking house because isn't that fucking genius? And that's what happens here in Columbus, Georgia. Columbus, Georgia is one of the most suffocating places I've ever lived because, the air quality is absolutely horrendous. Let's start there. And then, secondly, the two houses that I've lived in the last, since 2000, this does mean something. That's what I'm talking about. It's something to be said for houses where the windows won't open. There's a more of a caged feeling that occurs, and then it's like the suffocating air, the stagnant airflow, and the air conditioning that you have to turn on. And it's just not a thing for me. And I need a breeze. And in this goddamn valley that I'm living in, you barely get a breeze. You know. So I'm moving to Florida for a lot of reasons. I've avoided coming on here for a lot of reasons. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for me to get on the internet. I've known this for a very long time. I don't get on the internet. The Debbie Downers would tear me apart. Oh, yeah, they definitely would tear me apart in High Island. But they didn't, they didn't tear me apart. Mostly, I mean, life on High Island for me was definitely something that other people probably wouldn't understand because, I mean, I didn't even know that people on the island existed. I mean, me and Okama, nobody knows this, but when we first got to High Island, we came from Galveston in the ferry and we drove straight to the beach and we parked our car at the very, very end, closest to the McFadden Wildlife Refuge sign. The little circle point where we ended up popping our tent came way later. But when we first got there, we didn't even have a tent. We slept on the sand with a blanket. And I just remember I didn't think nothing. We were in our own little world, and we used to wonder. We never went up to High Island. Like when we first got there, we didn't even know what High Island was. All we knew was the free beach and how we found that beach. So um, our perspective of High Island is a lot different than a lot of people's because of how we discovered High Island. So when we first got to High Island in February of 2016, we never drove north towards Winnie at that little turn where you're just turning and you go to the gas station, that little bridge. We literally never went there. Something in our spirit, we used to have a running joke of, we don't know what's up there, but we don't want to know. So what we would do was we would go to get groceries at the big store, or we would literally drive all the way to Galveston. We would hop on the ferry. That was how we were getting groceries for that first month or so, February into March. And by the time March hits, Okama went home to Florida, and I went with these people that appeared on the beach one day and told me that they had seen me a lot, and I didn't know who they were, but I came to know them as Mark and Mary, and they took me to live with them. For like 2 months on this little ranch place in Dayton, Texas. And it was them two as a married couple and their two sons, one of which was gay. And the gay one lived in a camper on the property with his boyfriend. And I just had a very close relate, and then all their relatives lived around them. So it was this like cushioned place. I could tell stories for days about living there because I lived there for 2 months with Mark and Mary. Um, and towards the end of it, and I'm just choosing not to tell those stories. It was it's a whole TV show just living there for 2 months. So, but the point is, when we did not go to get groceries like normal people would. We didn't even know Winnie existed. We just literally went to Galveston or the big store, and we would make that drive um, until we figured out. Like it was my first time. If you're understanding how something works, I had never lived out of my car before. I had never camped before. I didn't even think about this until this very moment. I'm like, yeah, I never camped before. So my first camping experience was when me and Okama we just threw ourselves out there. We had no experience with anything. The only thing I understood was plant life, identifying plants. Um, I had no fishing or hunting experience. I knew enough about plants, and I knew I was willing to just be off the grid. And there's only so many places we wanted to be, like off the grid, like free land. I don't feel like getting into all that right now because most people have no idea what we were trying to do, but we did have a goal, and the initial goal, um, when me and Okama met up, was to go to the Ocala National Forest. The plan was literally to drop our car. I was so desperate to be away from society. I was willing to just go live in the forest and live off of edibles. And that was what the plan was. Like me and her met up and we were like, okay, we're going to drive to Ocala. That was in my mind. We're driving to Ocala National Forest. I'm going to ditch my vehicle and we're going to walk into the wilderness. And then Okama was like, let's stop at High Island. And literally her saying, let's stop at High Island stopped everything in my mind in its tracks in terms of what I was thinking I was going to do. Thank goodness, because now knowing what I know now, that would have been impossible. We would have fucking just died. Um, so just pausing on this note, literally nobody on YouTube that watches my channel outside of this person um, knows who the fuck I am. So in any capacity, this is the only person who watches my YouTube channel, which is really lame considering how we know each other. Of course, um, literally nobody who watches my YouTube channel besides this person knows me, has zero knowledge. Now, this person knows me well enough, but they don't know me as much as they think that they do. But they know me well enough. They know me well enough, and I will allow that to be a fact because. But these other fucking retards that watch my YouTube channel, I don't know who they are. They might be people that I've met in down. I mean, they might be people that I've met in downtown Columbus, or people that I've met because I've given people that I've met here who may not even live here anymore. I've given them my YouTube channel. Like that, what people are always, when they meet people, new people, they exchange social media. I've noticed that too here. Instead of giving phone numbers out, people ask for your Instagram or your Snapchat, which I don't have. So I've just, when people are like, "What's your Instagram?" I just say, "I can give you my number." So I've given them my number instead of my Instagram because I don't have an Instagram. I've given them my number instead of my Snapchat because I don't have a Snapchat. And then at some point, when I realize I hate them, I'll give them my YouTube channel. Anybody who's received my YouTube channel in the last year, somebody I've met in person, it's because I was wanting you to know how much I hate you. When we met, you thought I liked you because I was friendly, and I was just playing along because that's what's expected of me, but genuinely, I don't like you at all. And this is just my private world. Um, you know. So I don't have to be on here at all. I don't have to be on YouTube at all. Literally at all. Um, Nobody knows me. This is all like fake. Me living in this house is fake. Even if I didn't have a YouTube channel, everything that I'm doing in my life is fake. So I think it's funny. I think it's real motherfucking funny when people who I don't know watch my YouTube channel and make a commentary as if anything that I'm living is real for me. I mean, you can call me a fake ass bitch. I will too. I'm living in a house. This is not my shit. Okay. The only person who knows that about me is the person that's on the screen that I have highlighted. Um, I'll give that person a lot of leeway because, yeah, I mean, if anybody has the right to say anything to me while I'm on YouTube, it's this person because they know me. Nobody else watching has probably ever met me. And if they have, you don't know me at all. So even the dude that I recently have ended a very toxic, what the fuck do you call it? I don't motherfucking know. But even the person, I'm about to put sunglasses on because that's looking at this screen. I don't know. I don't see how people can just stare at screens all day. It really does hurt my eyes. I just am not like white people. You know what I mean? And so because I'm not like white people, it's difficult for me to do what white people like to do. Okay. And what, are you going to hate on me? I mean, what? My people are dead, so it doesn't really matter. You won. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I can just kind of rejoice in being native because it doesn't matter anymore. All my people are dead and colonized and destroyed, and it doesn't matter. So I'm allowed to say fuck cowboys and fuck country music because what? What are you gonna do? Kill me? What are you gonna do? Rape and kill me? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Force me into a fucking internment camp? You gonna put me in an Indian boarding school? Force it down my throat. So I don't give a fuck about white people, bro. I don't. I'm very comfy in that. I don't care. I don't care about Whitey and what Whitey motherfucking thinks. I don't give a fuck about what Whitey does. I don't care if Whitey hates me. What else is new? Is something new happening? I thought is something new happening. Like, oh, it's the same old. It's the same old. Same old hate, same old shit. I mean, it's been going on since Christopher Columbus, popped over here. So I don't give a fuck what happens in this country. To be honest, I don't care about your wars and your motherfucking. I genuinely don't. Like, you trying to invite me to your fucking battles and stuff all the motherfucking time because I'm a good fighter. Better than you were. I'm not the one catching all the diseases. You know what I mean? I'm not. I might be old and ugly, but at least I'm not dying of AIDS. You know what I mean? So, anywho, you can hate on me all day. Don't matter. Don't matter. It don't matter. Earth Gang. She's old and ugly, but I'll probably outlive you. So she's weird, but I'll probably outlive you. Probably outlive you, bro. Probably. I'm old, I'm ugly. And what else is it? I mean, it's been my whole life. I've gotten all sorts of derogatory comments from whitey. So it's not been black people, it's been white people my whole life. So let's just be real. White people. So, what else is whitey going to say about me to degrade me and mock me and ridicule me? I mean, I'm waiting on something new. Something different to happen and stuff. I don't care if white people think I don't like. I don't care if they don't. I don't care if white people are bothered that I don't like them. You hated me first, so get over it. Oh my God, you hate white people. We're mad. Oh, when are you not mad? When have you historically not been angry as a white person? I don't give a fuck if white people are mad at me. When are you not mad? Find me that moment in history when white people were not mad. I don't know. I love this conversation though. I've lived by the fire. I know what that's like. You know, you don't. I can honestly use that a lot as my basis when I see you. Like, oh yeah, that's right. You don't know how to live by a fire. So, I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, I just boil everything down to like basic living. Like, you don't even know how to live by a fire. So, okay, bro. You're trying to talk like primitive skills. Like, you don't even know how to use a fire. Like 10,000 years of human evolution, you don't even know how to make a fucking fire. Okay, you can do all this stuff. I mean, let's look at all your talents. But you don't even know how to make a fire. You don't know how to live by a fire, meaning that's your only mode of fucking cooking and anythingly is fucking fire. I'm not talking about the method to make a fire. I'm talking about your life revolves around a fire. Okay? No, I've lived that. I've lived a life that revolved around a fire as my main source of energy. You know, the way you use electricity, I lived off of fire. I've done that. So you don't get to say anything to me, SA. I've already done that. I did that for years. You don't respect me? All right, then go suck a dick. You little bitch and stuff. That's why I don't understand all these little bitches in this town, you know what I mean? Like, and you are a model? Nigga, I don't give a motherfucker about no model. Can you make a fire and stuff? No, you fucking can't. You're a bitch. I didn't know that being a human being meant I stood for pictures all fucking day. I mean, I can. I can pose too, SA. You think you got a talent because you can pose for a camera. Can you survive the apocalypse though, nigga? Being a model ain't gonna mean shit. Like, can you make a fire? Can you live a day without a microwave? Can you live a day without your cell phone? Can you live a day without TikTok? If you can't, my nigga, like, you out here flexing and stuff in these streets with your weak ass immune system and your weak ass abilities. You're the modern man. Like, okay, you're a faggot, is what you are. You have a ponytail and you go to the YMCA. I don't care about that. I don't care about the YMCA. I respect niggas who don't go to the gym. Okay, I mean, I'm just saying. We're getting back to our real self. Enough of this city life and this metrosexual bullshit, otherwise known as flamingfaggots.org. I ain't got time for your fucking loafers, your penny loafers, and your little socks, and your little suit, and your little fucking tie and shit. Can you fish, bro? Can you even catch a fish, nigga? Like, for real. Like, can you actually do something other than pick your nose, toot your ass in front of the mirror and be a fucking model, my nigga. Wow. You're a ranger? What? Is ranger like like a is ranger like a motherfucking is that like another term for faggot bitch? Like is that like slang for I'm a bitch? I'm a ranger and I'm that nigga. Like I get you, I got you, bro. I got you. I'm a ranger and I'm from Texas. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Whoop de doo. Like niggas walking around this town in hot pants and stuff. And it's like, wow, like, wow, is this the gay parade? Like, where am I in Miami in 2014 at the gay parade that I stumbled upon? Because that is what it's giving. Okay. Because no one else is commenting. They won't, you see. There are no comments to see. The little bitch niggas is quiet tonight. Maybe because you're here, you know? Because who are these people? Who are these little guys with their little accounts typing to little old me? Who are they? And where do they live? And what do they do every day? And what state do they live in? You know what I mean? I know who you are, but them, what do they do for a living? What have they done in their life? And they're going to type something to me? In the words of Rick Ross, bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Like, who the fuck are you fucking? Like, this makes sense to me, even though it's my worst nightmare that you would be watching me on YouTube because that's not what we do. But this makes more sense and is more tolerable to me than another nigga. Like, and they are, and they are, you knew me. Like, you can say something. We spent a lot of time together. And these strangers, I'm just really taking that in. Like these strangers who've invaded my little psyche over the last couple of years. You see, that it's like drowned out myself, in reality, you know. That's why it is very dangerous. Of course, I know this. And I love danger. I run into danger all the time. If it's danger, I'll go there. It's just what I do. It is dangerous to get on social media. And there's levels of the danger because you can have your closed social media like Facebook or even Instagram, where you only allow certain people to be watching your content, meaning whatever you're posting. It's all about the watching for me. You can say looking at or watching. It doesn't really matter. Their eyeballs are looking, peering, watching you. I would rather get on YouTube, and I am on YouTube. I would rather be on YouTube Live than to post on Facebook. I do not. To me, being on YouTube the way I am is no different than when I lived on High Island. It's out in the open, no privacy. There's no walls. There's no windows. So when it comes to predators, I can deal with predators for real. I love that game. I love the take away the walls and the windows illusion and let's deal with each other face to face. And then we can really get this shit popping. Because honestly, walls and windows is what keeps a lot of problems at bay. It's not getting solved, it's just holding it back for another day. Walls, windows, doors, locks. That's why when tornadoes come through and bleed the block, it leaves everything, all of your secrets are exposed. Because what's actually going on in your little house? A little native thought, what's actually happening behind those little closed doors? That's where the evil is. Every house is its own world within a world, and each room in the house is also its own world, you see. Like my room is a world. It's a cultivated vibe that I've created, you know. Okama's side of the house is its own world. And then my sister upstairs, her own world. And then it goes into what's everybody doing in their room? You don't know what they're doing. Somebody can be doing lots of evil things in a room and you don't know about it. In a house, like we're talking about a house and then rooms in a house. And it's just about secrets are kept with literal walls. You know, when I lived on High Island, I had no walls. People could see me and see everything that I had no privacy. So there wasn't much left up to the imagination. Everybody knew what I was doing. Now, granted, there are levels of secrecy even when you're fully exposed to people in that way, because I could be just keeping secrets in my mind. You can see what I'm doing, but you don't know what I'm thinking. So this gets into the many layers of secrets, you know. But there's a lot to be said for somebody who's not hiding anything. There's a lot to be said for somebody who has revealed themselves to people in every motherfucking way. But I will continue to say that walls and doors, everyone's hiding something, and that's why there's always this weird vibe. Because who are your neighbors? Who are they? What are they doing in their house? No, really, it's a great question. Like, don't act like you know anybody, because what are they doing behind closed doors? Literally behind closed doors. When I was growing up in my little house in LaGrange, Georgia, nobody knew. Like, people on the outside had no idea what was going on in that house. Because when we would walk outside, all of the violence disappeared. And we put on I was taught to wipe away those tears, put on that little half smile, and don't move and don't speak. So fake it for the neighbors, fake it for everybody, and keep secret what goes on in this household. And don't tell anybody what happened here. It's a long thing for me. When it comes to abuse, it's always the essence of abuse is always privatization, the secret, the privacy. Um, that gets into the old phrase of what's in the dark comes to the light. It's one thing to be openly wicked. There's something very primitive and barbaric. That's what we get barbarism, barbaric. Barbarism for me, I'm defining it as openly everything. Like your wickedness is open, your evil is open, you're not hiding it. To me, that's more pure than somebody who's wicked in secret. Um, and then because of the secrecy, you're literally creating a shadow, which is hypocrisy. Um, it's better to be openly vile, openly wicked, than it is to be hiding it. So there is honesty in you can be honestly wicked. I'd rather be honestly wicked than be secretly wicked. You know, And I am honestly wicked, my nigga. I mean, I pour out what I'm really thinking on YouTube, and anybody can watch. The feds, the cops, my neighbors, my landlord, my boss. Anybody can know what I'm thinking. And I do this for a lot of reasons. It's a certain personal moral tick that I have where I refuse to have secrets. Because secrets are going to eat away at me faster than they're going to eat away at anyone else. And it's just about having morals. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me. I don't. Now, granted, I mean, all of these faggot ass rules out here, that makes it almost impossible to sneeze, fart, or breathe, because, you just can't be alive and stuff, better be a statue. Um, People are always going to have a problem with me, literally always. And, it's their way of trying to chip me down and motherfucking make me into their own faggot ass creation, which is nothing that I really want to be. Like, my body doesn't want to be molded into that. Like, I have a shape, and that's my shape. And someone's trying to squeeze me into a different shape, you know. I'm gonna go get a cigarette. I'll be right back. I'm not doing music right now. It's too much. It's fake ambiance. In reality, there's not a soundtrack playing all the time. When I lived on High Island, my music was the birds, the ocean. I didn't have headphones in all the time, and I'm trying to tap it because you can't hear reality. There's I'm saying shit that I already know. So I'm in me speaking is I'm doing this for a couple of reasons, but I'm mostly doing this for floating. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on here. Unless you're Floki, this is not for you. Unless you're Floki, you're just the guys driving by in the big trucks on the beach watching us. You walk, you pass by us, and you look at us, but you're not involved with us, is what you are if your name is not Floki. You can see us. You might even say hey to us, but you're not involved with us. So this is for Floki, and that's because it is. So anyone who thinks this is for them is sadly mistaken. It's very easy for me to make people go away. Okay. Now, let me go outside. I do so much better outside. I don't do good inside. I'm not a good inside person. I don't. I'm nutty. I'm neurotic. I'm crazy inside. I do my best to be domesticated and like do the right things to like keep a household, and I'm decent at the basics, but I'm really built for the outdoors. I'm just built for it. I'm very much built for it. And Loki would know that. Loki, that's how he met me. I'm also having to remember to stay hydrated. Only in civilized places do I have to remember to drink water, but when I'm outside, I don't have to think about it. So I hate this shit. Kid. Oh, hey, kitties. Oh, sorry. When are you gonna move? You can still sit here. Hey, girl. Well, the raccoon was over here, which, I mean, no shit. I mean, it's animals. Am I the only one who doesn't freak out about animals? Oh my god, an animal. Yeah, dude, it's called the Earth. You ever heard of that thing called the Earth? You know, here in the city, it's like people are nutty and stuff like an animal, an animal. So where do you think we are? Like, we're literally on a place called the Earth. Let me introduce you to that. It's not all about you. The Earth is not all about you. You know, that's some Native American stuff. To white people, the earth revolves around them. To natives, we are in balance with nature. We're not at the bottom or the top. We're just all in the thing. You know, it's the circle of little life and stuff. You know, but people who are into that usually die, and people who are into saying that the earth revolves around them and everything on earth is there to serve them are usually the ones who just keep going and going and going because they don't have any morals. They're the eat everything in sight people. And I would truly hope that I'm not offending those people by calling them what they are, which I would say you're just cannibals. Um, I hope, but I'm like, why would you be offended? Because you've won. You know, I took a loss a long time ago. So I can say you're a piece of shit and just sit on my land that I don't own because you took it all anyways. I've always been losing. That's why when a white bitch calls me a loser, and I'm like, true, true. Yeah, I did lose my land to you. So what? I'm supposed to like not say it anymore? What am I going to do? Fight you? What are the white people going to be mad at me because you took everything? That's on the Navajo, the Apache, that's on the Muskogee, the Creeks, the Iroquois, and all the little tribes in between. From Louisiana, I mean, there's so many tribes, bro. The Cherokee, I'm sick of hearing about the damn Cherokee. There's a lot more going on than Cherokee. Okay? There's a lot more going on than fucking Cherokee. I don't even want to hear about, I'm a Cherokee. Everybody's a Cherokee in the fucking South. I'm not a Cherokee. I literally am not Cherokee. Cherokee was doing their own thing. I know I'm not Cherokee. I'm Creek. Did not liked people. Nobody died, really. You know, the essence of who you are, ancestrally speaking, has not gone anywhere. The Romans are still the Romans and they roaming out here. The Greeks are still Greeking and geeking and shit and fucking people in the ass. Ain't nothing changed. Empires have never died. The people just got scattered around and repopulated some other place and called themselves something else. But it's the same shit. The Egyptians are still out here doing Egyptian shit. They're still into fucking their sisters and fucking corpses and shit. because that's what the Egyptians were into, and drag and shit like that. Nothing's changed. The Jews are still the Jews are still Jews. So I got time for all this bullshit, man. Like something else is happening. Like all this offense. Like everyone's offended at who you are. Like you want to be identified as what you're not, but you're clearly what you are, and then you get mad when you're called what you are. Like that pathological balding white bitch from Scruffy's. How you gonna be mad when that's what you are? A pathological lying white bitch. How are you gonna be mad? I didn't call you out of your essence. Don't be mad about what you are, bitch. Be proud. Be proud of being a pathological liar. Be openly wicked and stuff. I ain't ashamed of nothing I do. That's why I laugh at these Jesus people in the streets on Saturday morning screaming at me about Jesus and the Lord loves you with their cock in their hand. Sure thing, sir. And the next time you say that to me, I might pull out a knife and say, my God loves you too, because that's what it's giving. Ain't nobody found Jesus without the tip of a blade at their throat. I mean, it's a real fact. I don't got time for this goddamn gaslight of Christianity in my face all fucking day. I haven't had time since the year 2012. Everybody knows how people found Jesus. Everybody knows what happened to Native Americans. So I ain't got time for this play pretend land that everybody came over here with peace and love in their fucking hearts. And Native Americans just said, we found love in a hopeless place. No, you got murdered and you got raped and tortured and everything's shredded from you and people lied in the name of Jesus. And it's just been this whitewashing shit ever since, covering up what we all fucking know. And it's the cover up for me. Nothing's been resolved. The same beefs are still at play from 2,000 years ago. The motherfucking shit is still at play. Now people just lie about history, which is so whack. Like, just accept what you did and own that shit, and let's keep it 100. The damage is already done. White people don't want to hear me talk about Native Americans. I'm offended. Why are you offended? You won. I should be offended. See how you don't even let the person you've wronged be offended? You're always trying to tell the person that you've treated like shit to get an attitude adjustment. About what? This has been a process of, it's bigger than me. This has been going on for thousands of years. And then everybody wants to act like this is fake. Is it fake? Why do we have a government? Is it fake? Why do we have a government? Why do we have a government? Why is America America? This is fake. This is not real. The history of America is fake now. So what's the history of America then? Let's just make up any old thing, right? So we're just going to act like nothing happened now? What the fuck? So, as things progress and, people are going to die, I'm just going to stay over here in my little yard. Ultimately, I can talk all this shit, but there's something that I'm just going to do. And it's called not fuck with you. I'm just going to live my little Native American life away from you white people and all you fucking hateful ass people as best I can. I'm going to just go to the grocery store, buy my groceries, come home and cook the food over the fucking electric stove that you motherfucking invented because you can't have a fire and stuff. Can't just be outside and stuff. Can't just be on the land and stuff. And I'm going to smile to myself and you're going to leave me the motherfucker alone. How you going to take my land, force me to do something I don't want to do because you called how I was living evil 300 years ago, and then tell me to smile, bitch, for a photo? And then try to shove country music down my fucking throat. Nigga, leave me alone. Obsessed is an understatement. Get over me. You're white, you win. You're right. You're white. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You won. You have everything. You own all the land. You own all the resources. Leave me alone. We have nothing. We've lost everything. That happened a long time ago. There was a time when my people had land that they just lived on. And then you came and said, "No, that's not the right thing to do." I don't believe in borders and lines and shit like that. You do, and I have to follow your rules. Or what? I go to jail because that's how whack your little world is. Everybody goes to jail. Everybody goes to jail. Shit, I've almost gone to jail. I thought about doing stuff to go to jail. Because I'm like, fuck it. What would feel better? Me doing this shit and knowing that I did it and feel like a badass? Pay the price? If I'm gonna go to jail, I'm gonna go to jail for y'all out here going to jail for dumb shit. Like parking tickets that you didn't pay. If I'm gonna go to jail, I'm gonna go to jail for some real shit. I thought about this a long time ago. And no, it's not a bomb. I don't know how to make a bomb. I'm not white. Niggas out here, you the Unabomber. Nigga, I ain't no Unabomber. I don't know how to make a bomb, bitch. You know how to make meth, though. Get off my dick. I don't even know how to make meth. Crackheads in this fucking town. You remind me of the Unabomber on the woods and stuff. Nigga, that's your grandpa. I don't like the woods. I don't know how to make a fucking bomb, bitch. I know niggas who do, though. They live in the Ozarks. I watched them blow shit up. And I would just sit there with my little cup of coffee and my cigarettes watching fucking hillbillies blow shit up and hate the government and stuff. So you want to talk about domestic terrorism? I mean, go to the Ozarks. You'll find a bunch of people who hate the government for real. That's why they live there. And you ain't gonna come up in there because sheriffs don't. If you want a place to get away from the law for real, where they don't have rules, there are no rules in the Ozarks. You can do just about anything that you want in the Ozarks. I would know. I motherfucking lived there. If you can make it in the Ozarks, you can make it anywhere. That's why people crack me. I could talk a lot of shit. I can't be on here all night, but I will. I'm going to be doing a tattoo session at some point, which will require me to talk to get the shit done. I don't know how to make a fucking bomb. I don't know how to make meth. I know how to grow tobacco. I've grown my own tobacco before when I lived in Kentucky. Grew tobacco. I grew a lot of shit out of a mound. I mound growing. That's how I grow shit. I know how to grow shit out of mounds, like the Creeks did. What's all these mounds? They were growing stuff. Mound gardening. It's a thing. It's for yourself and your people. It's not to produce crops for the whole fucking world. That's raping the land. Like little mounds. I've grown little mounds produce just enough for me and a couple people. I'm not raping and destroying thousands of acres of forest. I know how to grow plants in the woods. Little mounds. I'm not destroying the ecosystem. I know how to do this shit. I've done it. I've grown a lot of everywhere I've lived in the last few years, I've planted something. When I lived on High Island, I planted some plants. I've come back in last this past year and I see the plants look different. I'm like, did I have something to do with that? I would like to believe so. Would like to believe that I've helped something grow. I like knowing that I've fed a few animals, kept some species alive instead of them being killed off. Who out here is trying to kill everybody and stuff? I find everything in You know why? Because I didn't create it. So I'm not like, oh my God, I don't understand that. So let me kill it. People who are into that usually kill their own kind. So you can't be different in a bloodline that likes to kill things that it doesn't understand. You better be just like them and stuff, or they gonna come for your ass too. And they'll find creative ways to fucking kill you that don't involve putting a knife to your throat and a bullet in your skull, which to me is honestly more merciful than torturing somebody their whole fucking life. Then they want to act like they did you a service because they kept you alive. They fed you to keep you alive to torture you. Thanks for the food, and all you're doing is keeping me alive to torture me. So I starve myself out of spite. You see, it's my way of gaining control over you keeping me alive. And it's also my way of saying I don't care if I die. Because dying, honestly, is a relief when it comes to your ass. I know what it's like to not eat and you have food. Well, fuck you. I won't eat. Yeah, it's spite. Spite, starvation. I won't even eat. You see? I know what it's like. I'm in quarantine. In reality. Now, if I didn't televise this, no one would know. No one would know what I'm doing at this house. And when it comes to the people in this town who are used to seeing me in a certain light, literally a certain light, because it's not natural light that they've seen me in. They see me in fluorescent lighting at a store, at a coffee shop, at a fucking bar. They're not used to Yana being in the sun, my nigga. They don't know that girl. They know Yana, it's all about perspective and when you see somebody and how you see them from that lens. Some people only see me as the girl at the bar. They have no idea who the fuck I am. Some people only see me as the girl at the coffee shop. They don't know who I am. I can see myself through their eyes and how they see me. And sometimes I feed into their delusions about me. I've led a lot of people on in this town to believe I'm motherfucking batshit crazy. Don't care. When you don't care what people think, I mean, I don't care what you think. Meaning, I don't care. I'll let you think I'm fucking nuts. I'll let you think a lot of shit. I'll let you think I'm unhinged. I'm coming undone. I'm losing my mind. And then when I come home, I'm settled and I'm chilling. And how does that benefit me? You thinking I'm crazy? In so many funny little ways. Because ultimately, it boils down to the simple fact that I don't give a fuck. That's the power that I have. No matter what, I don't give a fuck about you and what you think. So you can play that lens in a lot of different ways to your fucking advantage. Playing off people's perceptions because this gets into their ego. People with very large egos refuse to see who you actually are, so they have blind spots. You have to use their blind spots to their advantage, to your advantage, excuse me. And I've done this a lot. Now, usually how it works is the person that I'm using their blind spot against them in my advantage, they could be watching this right now and still don't even know that I'm using their blind spot because they just can't see. So I can tell them to their face, I'm literally using your blind spot about me against you for my advantage. And they're going to be like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, because you just don't get it. And that's Mother Nature. Mother Nature is honestly that bitch. Father Sky, Father Nature is that nigga. I'm definitely not in a feminist cult. There's definitely masculinity at play here. And when you are not occupying your manhood, it doesn't matter if you have a penis any more than it matters that I have a vagina. It becomes irrelevant. So that brings me to my next point. Brian C. Pulskamp. What is that, you ask? Am I capable of dealing with that on my own? Oh, yes, I can deal with that. The same way I dealt with super predators on a beach called High Island, by myself. I'm not one of those females that believes that males were created to protect me from every threat. Now, we can join forces for the good of the realm, but it's not his job to protect me from every predator, every crawling thing that scares me. Absolutely not. As a woman, there's a main motto that I have: get over it, bitch. What's your fear? Females are allowed to be fearful. That is one of the toxic traits of humanity, where males are encouraged to have the ultimate bravery, and females are always encouraged to remain pussified bitches. I know bitches who have niggas on speed dial anytime they feel threatened. And when it comes to feeling threatened, that can get very, very gray. He looked at me wrong. 911. Excuse me? First of all, quit being a pussy bitch. You're scared of everything. I mean, you're scared of so much. I mean, you're scared of not wearing makeup. I mean, we can get the fear thing is a deep thing, which is why you wear makeup. You can't even leave the house without makeup on. You're such a scary person. You're scared of what you look like. And then he's supposed to have this ultimate overcompensating. That's the problem. There's an imbalance between masculine and feminine, where the male is overcompensating for something that females are supremely lacking. And everything just feeds and enables this whole thing, because everything in our society, we can get into government, we can have these endless rotating going nowhere conversations of politics. It's going nowhere. Everything boils down to in human behavior, in human society, to male and female, and how male and female interact at the base level. That's the basis of human society. So yeah, vote a different person into the fucking White House. Is that going to change how the husband treats his wife? Who's responsible for why the kids are not all right? Is it the president, or maybe it's your parenting? You know, ultimately, what I'm saying on camera is going to change nothing. What's going to happen is a lot of people are about to die. I'm wearing these sunglasses not because I think they're cool. I'm wearing these sunglasses because staring into a screen is like staring into something worse than the sun. Bitches be like, no, basic bitches be like, sun gazing. Bitch, me staring into the motherfucking computer screen is like staring into something hotter than the sun. Okay, so what I don't have time for is to stare at you all day on a screen. Even with these on, it still hurts my eyes. These are Armani. I had a dream about these sunglasses and the person who gave them to me. And that's why I'm not at that job right now. That nigga can wait. And we're going to play Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, you gave them to me, and I said I'll work for you in exchange for how I'll get to it because that was the exchange. Hey, you want these sunglasses? All right, true. And he said, well, you got to, just you can work them off. And I'm like, okay. That I might never work for that nigga. You paid, you already gave them to me. But I'll work for that nigga because there's some things that I want, like that Native American arrow that you got in there. Okay. I know how to get shit out of people. I operate on my principle of Native American. Yeah, you owe me. Fuck you, pay me. Some people would say, wow, aren't you a little mooch? And I say, wow, didn't you steal the land? We can play this game all the way back to 300 BC, nigga. And then we find out nobody owns anything. And that's root shit. Nobody owns shit. So what's the reality modality that I work from at base? Nobody owns anything. You're not going to fuck with my mind talking about paying and owning. This is all a scam. It don't matter how you make the money. It's all dirty money. So don't inject morality into something that's wicked at base, aka money. People talking about they out here robbing grocery stores. Well, let's trace back the origin of the grocery store, then we find out who the real thieves are. So I don't give a fuck who's robbing Kroger. I don't give a fuck who's out here robbing Walmart for fruits and vegetables, nigga. I don't give a fuck if all of humanity starts pillaging and plundering the grocery stores. Don't give a shit. That's on Mother Earth. Mother Earth doesn't care either. She created all of this shit for all of us to eat liberally and freely. Mother Earth is not the one saying, pay me money for this vegetable. Humans put a price tag on everything that breathes, including humans. Of course, the one who invents money would sell their own kind. Everyone's for sale. So that's why I laugh at all these rules. And I follow just enough of them to not go to jail for something really dumb. But I don't believe in none of this shit. And it's funny, I don't believe in none of this shit and I'm not stealing. I don't steal. I don't. But I don't give a fuck who steals. I don't care. Is it stealing? Is it? Everybody's stolen some shit out here. So this is all just robbed anyways. Everything's a robbery pit. This whole world is robbery. Because you stole from God, bitch. Which brings me back to Brian. Shut the fuck up. Now, I can explain to you in the cartel way how you're going to die. And you'll sit there saying, and I'll be like, true, I was nice enough to let you know. This is a kitty cat's playing with his little ball. We have children here. Show some fucking respect. Let me give you an example. This is cartel shit. Very polite people. What they do is this, Brian. They say, as an example, because your brain is so small, it's hard for you to take in even a teaspoon of data. And you think, it's very pinky in the brain of you. But you're just the brain. There is no pinky. You're not smart enough to have a pinky. One of the worst serial killers of all time, honestly. One of the worst, There's some great ones out there, but honestly, the worst. Goddamn, one of the worst. We don't ever want to see that documentary. I'm making it now. Nobody's going to watch it. You're not going to be famous. You're not going to be there's no special that's going to be about you on TV. Nobody wants to see that documentary, bro. You're not Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer had some suave. Jeffrey Dahmer had he had that thing. Jeffrey Dahmer had that thing. It was like, that's why we can't stop talking about his ass. We're like, what the hell? Something about that nigga. Ted Bundy had that thing. But Brian, you do not have that thing. And the fact that you think you have that thing is why you are the worst person of all time. You don't have that thing at all. You just don't. And you don't try. You don't try to have anything going on. You know what I mean? My ex has that thing. My ex, who's not my ex, has that thing. He's got that thing. You don't got that thing, Brian. You do not. So in the cartel style that I learned from the cartel, it goes something like this. I know what's going to happen to you. How do I know that? Because I'm in control of that. You see, this is an example. I know what I'm going to do way down the line to you, but I'm letting it play out. You see? I learned this in the Ozarks from the best. Okay, when their plug is Gaddafi, they're the best, okay? When they're running a meth ring and nobody knows, they're good. They're good, bro. So as an example, they know what they're going to do to you. So what they do is this. They say, they tell you, la la la, la la la, la 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 la. Everything's cool, everything's fine. True. Keep it cool. Poker face. Yeah. You're great. You're awesome. You're wonderful. You're doing a good job. They already know what they're going to do. Then at some point they tell you very casually, we're going to get rid of you. We're going to get rid of you. There's no drama. There's no music playing. Very casual. We're going to get rid of you, bro. And you don't believe it because you're like, no, you're not getting rid of me. And we know we're going to get rid of you. We know that. It's not a question in our minds. And you start telling us stuff, defending yourself. You see, as an example, which is a real life situation for me, I had everything to do with somebody getting kicked out of the cartel. I was there for that day, which is why when it happened, the owner met me at the farm in the middle of the fucking night, and we cracked open the bottles out of the wine cellar to toast our glasses to Johnny going the fuck away. Was that televised? Did I vlog that? Did I put that on the internet? You think this is a game? You think this is a fucking TV show? You think this is what? This is a vlog? You think I'm a content creator? You think I'm an actor? Why? Because I don't have the real event to put on the screen, the moment that I opened a bottle of red with Mikey? Ting. He's gone. Thanks. I'm glad I could help. And it's funny, Johnny tried to get me locked up. He literally tried to frame me for his own dope, bro. Gotcha. He has no more veins left in his body to shoot up in. So, as an example, Brian, since you know me so well and stuff, you know, Brian, you claim to know me. You say you know me. You mention me all the time in your little, tiny, little box that you call your YouTube channel. Very small, you see. And I don't have to do what I'm doing. This is just for fun and stuff. It's not taking anything from me to do this, Brian. No, it's like squishing a tick. I know what it's like to walk through the woods in Missouri. You want to see some ticks? Go to Missouri. You walk them through the woods, bro. And suddenly, you have thousands of little dots crawling all over you. And then you wait a little while and they get big because they're seed ticks, the worst ticks that you'll ever meet. And they just get on you from the trees and stuff. Fun times living with seed ticks. And they swell up and you squish them and the blood gushes. Real fun stuff. I like them flat back ticks. You just pull them off. But them seed ticks are something else. Just saying for the record. One of the downsides of the Ozarks. The Missouri side, never the Arkansas. We don't go over there. With those cannibals. The meat grinder. No, nobody's in the chat. That's a great observation. I guarantee you one of them is Brian C. Pulskamp. Well, nobody's in the chat. They're just viewing. They're not going to get in the chat. You're in the chat. They won't come in the chat. Because there's a gat in the chat. There's a gat in the chat. They don't want to do that. Might be a few people from Columbus, Georgia watching. Michael might be watching. I don't know. I don't know what Mr. MD is doing from the triple MC, Don't motherfucking care. I'm dealing with Brian C. Pulskamp right now. The guy with the videos and the mention of joy all the fucking time. So anyways, what happens, Brian, is, Mr. Don Dada, he sits back in his chair and he knows what he's going to do to you. And he tells you, literally tells you, he's not even keeping it a secret. And he knows you're too delusional to actually accept that. And you start telling the Don Dada all of this bullshit. This is in every mafia movie that's ever been made. And, it's like, what? We know what you've done, Brian. You've been out here doing bad things and stuff. And we know this. We have all of the evidence. I love a good convo too. Yeah. We're just waiting, Who wants to drive up on the beach and stuff? We're on High Island. I need to rename my channel, High Island. But the beach, and who's going to drive up? It's me and Floki. Who's trying to drive by us, eh? Somebody have something to say to us? You want to say some stuff? Oh, we're chilling. So, Brian, in your case, you're the guy who we know has done something really, really bad. And so we know what we're going to do with you. And then you lie to us. And Let me tell you something about the cartel. They don't cry when they kill you, they laugh and they drink and they dance. There's no tears. I don't know what people think is going on when it comes. I don't care what level of fucking gang, mafia, fucking mob shit, cartel. There's all sorts of cell groups all over America that be doing this shit. When I was living in the Ozarks, it's a certain cartel. There's lots of cartels. There's cartels within cartels. When I say the cartel, people are like, the Mexicans. No, my nigga, but it is definitely connected to the Mexicans cartel, you know. No shit. Everything's connected. That's why Gaddafi. Yeah. That's why I was in the Ozarks and Gaddafi. You know, opium, heroin, meth, you know, it's worldwide. Property is bought with dirty money, and it doesn't seem like it's connected to that thing over there. You know, there's opium fields over here, poppy fields over here that are owned by a nigga that lives way over here. That's the best way to do it. You don't want to grow your drugs where you live. Set up an operation in California and live over here in Missouri. Don't live where you're growing. Okay, so Brian is the person in the movies where he's done something really, really bad. You know, it's that Sons of Anarchy shit. And we know about it and we play it cool with you for a while. And you keep lying to us and, you know, gaslighting us. And then basically we're like, all right, today's the day. And we tell you we're going to take you shopping or take you to the bar. We just lie to you and we say, yeah, we're going to meet you over here, because that's the cartel. They don't tell you, they just play along with you. They enjoy feeding you back to you, and it's the enjoying watching you, you know, eat your own fucking shit. You know, there's no pleasure in you dying when I didn't enjoy you not knowing and not seeing it coming. You see, that's what I learned from the cartel. Yeah, we're just gonna go for a drive down the road, bro. You wanna come? And you hop in the car and you're doing your little dance to us, and you know that you've lied to us and we know that you've lied to us, but we're not going to say anything to you about it. And then we just take you to that back road. We say we're going fishing, essay, and then you pull out your pole and you cast the line out, and I stand behind you and put a bullet in your skull. And then what do? Well, the other hombres come along and get your body. We take it to the place that we know to take it. We have this little butcher shop on the property. You know, it's for the cows that we kill, but sometimes we use it for people. And, you know, now you're just meat in a grinder. The bones go to the pigs. And there's no evidence that you ever existed. That's what I learned in the Ozarks. So I guess I'm going to jail because I know that. You're going to jail. Why? Do you watch the show The Ozarks? See, why is it that, and this, I'm just tap into this. Like, I can sit up here and talk about shit that I've experienced, people I've been around. Well, we're going to call the cops. Do you like TV essay? Because that's what's on TV. So you like watching that shit. That's your favorite show. But when I'm up here giving the real life account of that in some degree, you're like, wow. Shut the fuck up. Go to church. That's what America is, bro. It's blood and gore. All this Disney World shit is blood and gore at the base. Disney World is a pile of bones. You know, a whole new world. All that bullshit. Ain't nobody seen that. Princess life and shit. I don't know about that shit. Princess Diana didn't even see that shit. So what the fuck? Princess Diana was living thug life. So don't even bring up the princess to me. Princess Diana was a thug. And now she's dead. So, you know what I mean? Brian C. Paulskamp. See, Floki, Brian obsessively watches all of my videos. I know this as a solid fact. Who is that person waiting to watch your live streams? Well, it's not Floki. It's Brian C. Paulskamp. He's not watching. Why? Why do you say he's not watching obsessively? Oh. Bring him out. Bring him out. This is just a pregame to the real show. Because I do need to go to bed at a decent hour. I'm too old for these late nights. I mean, honestly. I can't afford another wrinkle on my face. I'll be looking like a bulldog by tomorrow. Drink your water. I'm 36 years old, okay? I've never had any work done in my life. Never had Botox, never had any fillers. I've not got any facials in my life. I don't go to the salon and day spa to get my skin smoothed, massaged, rolled, and all the other shit and pins pricked into it the way a lot of bitches do to look younger. Barely use anything on my face, so this is a natural ass fucking face, my nigga. Don't use products. You told me to go live. You told me to go live. We'll talk, I promise you that. When I tat, I'll need somebody to talk to because that's going to be, I got a lot of work to do. Like, maybe my first time using a tattoo gun. So I have to be in a certain frame of mind. Talking to you might help me. I don't know. Well, this is, my YouTube channel is a deadly weapon. So, you know, you can hit people from 1,000 miles away or even 3,000 miles away. With a bullet, it's called your voice. Sharon Stone, bro. Basic instinct. Show the pussy, you know? Oh, it will be way more exciting when there's a lot of ways to spice this shit up. Let me see. I can spice it up right now. It depends on how late I want to stay up. That's what I'm really gauging. A girl needs her beauty sleep, even though I've been the watcher on the wall. You know why I have lines and wrinkles? People talk. I could spend days talking about why I look like this. You know, when I was, it's the life that I've lived, and it's not drugs, my nigga. I'm the one keeping watch all motherfucking night while these niggas run around selling drugs. I'm the one up all night watching the kids while they out there about to kill each other with guns in the Ozarks. I'm the one having to stay up all night protecting shit. Okay, so yeah, I might look a little rough because, bitch, I've not had a lot of sleep in like 7 years due to my lifestyle, the people I've been around. And, you know, it's just a certain hard life that you live. I just didn't have the Harley, but they did. So, you know, I just haven't lived a pretty princess life. I've lived a get her done life and get that nigga life. Chase that nigga down in the middle of the night life. They coming. The feds is coming life. They busting in the door in the middle of the night life. Been living that shits for a long time. So, you know, I don't get my perfect beauty sleep on my silk pillowcase. I hear thugging and stuff. I'm not a pretty. I live in this town, and bitches be at looking like, "Baby, bitch, I ain't. I mean, I can dress up. I can wear some high heels too. I mean, whoop de fucking do. But I can put a fucking gat down your fucking throat. Also, is my fucking fantasy. Ludacris said. Ludacris got me hype as fuck as a kid. What's your fantasy? Shit, man. Give me a pair of fucking stilettos. Let me dress up real nice and stuff. So much. My fantasy is this. I have had and this is something I used to tell. I mean, I got so much shit I can say, but I'll be here for hours and hours and hours because I know me very well. I've been a lot of people in my life. I've been a lot of different people. Give me a pair of stilettos, a little dress, and give me a fucking Glock. And let me be that bitch that catches predators with my vagina. Oh, you want this pussy, do you? Let me stick this 9 mil down your fucking throat, nigga, and pull the trigger for real. Is my fantasy, but it's illegal. When I was recruited basically to be a bounty hunter in Houston, this is a true story. Um, I had my own plan. I wanted to go Colombiana on these niggas, meaning undercover as a hooker. Look like a hooker, dress like a hooker, might even talk like a hooker to catch these foul ass niggas. That was 2011. I can look like a lot of shit. Give me a stripper pole, I'll slide down it and I'll fucking slit your fucking throat. So yeah, you like this shit? You like this ass? Me too. I will kill you, bitch. Don't make me an undercover cop, bitch. I'll be doing some shit off there. That's why I can't be a cop. I've always known I can't follow your rules to catch people. You got to play dirty to get dirty. Oh, you want this pussy? let me let me stick a semi-automatic. This is my fantasy. People say it can't be done. Oh, in my mind it can. Oh, you wanna fuck me? Okay, cool. Oh, you like bondage? Awesome. Yeah, me too. I'll tie your bitch ass up, hog tie you face the motherfucker down, and stick a semi-automatic up your fucking ass, bitch, and pull the trigger. And that's fun for me. In my mind. Okay. I will take a serrated blade and shove it up your rectum and just carve it out like it's an orange. Peel that orange, bitch, and let you bleed out your ass for days. I might even stop the bleeding, stick something up your ass to stop the bleeding, and then start again. Pull your guts out of your ass and stuff. Gutting you is just honestly great in my mind. Columbia necktie. I mean, that was a new thing I learned from the Banditos. Didn't hear about, ever heard about the Columbia necktie? Well, I've given one, they for real were about that shit. These are people I'm living with. Can you imagine living with somebody who's not only witnessed, but also given somebody the Columbia necktie? If you don't know what the Columbia necktie is, Google it. But I didn't Google it. He just described it for me. And I said, how does that work? He's like, well, basically, he said it really casually. He was drinking his rum, really chill guy, really nice guy. He took me to play Dungeons and Dragons with him. This is an enforcer for the Banditos. Ruthless ass nigga. Looks like a dork. It's always them dorky niggas that will get you. I'm not gonna say his name, his government name, because goddamn it, and he's protected. I mean, they not gonna let him go to jail. The Banditos, for what he did for them, they gonna protect his ass most of his life, even though he's a full blown alcoholic, haunted by all the crimes that he committed, meaning the people that he killed and the people that he tortured in the name of the Banditos Motorcycle Club. But he got some good story. I used to sit there with rum. He'd be drinking rum together. This is when me and you split up, Floki, who I was living with. The Banditos. He talking about, well, this one dude, he was pissing us off, and when they talking about, when you hanging out with these people, they don't sit there and hype up the violence. They just sit there casually telling you shit because it's nothing for them. It's like when you get up in the morning and do whatever you do, violence is just what they do. It's not a big deal to them. So they just sit there casually telling you shit like, yeah, Basically he pissed us off, and motherfucking he just slit his throat and pulled his tongue out through his throat. And I said, what the hell? And he's like, yeah, that's what we do, the Colombian necktie. I said, shit, I ain't never heard of that. That's interesting. That's some shit right there. That's called liar liar pants on fire. They catch you lying and stuff. Because if you've ever seen the show Sons of Anarchy, I don't see why this is so complicated to comprehend, but lies will fuck up a lot of people's lives. Sons of Anarchy showed that very, very, very clearly, which is why Jax had to shoot his mother in the head. And then he killed himself because he couldn't live with the fact that he had to kill his own mom because of all her shit. So he felt the enormity. I mean, when I watched Sons of Anarchy, I really understood Jax. I really, it wasn't just like, oh, he's the hot guy. Like, no, taking that nigga's life, like, that's some rough shit. All his friends died because his mom was lying and playing her games. And so he had to kill that bitch. And then he couldn't even handle the reality of that. So he killed himself. You see? I get it. So Brian C. Pulskamp. What's the C for? Cunt. Yeah, I know that's one of your favorite. Breaking Bad, The Vikings, Game of Thrones. I still, to this day, have not finished watching Breaking Bad. I literally can't. I tried, but it reminded me of you, so I just could not finish it. I haven't finished The Vikings because the plot went haywire once they introduced the lesbianism. I couldn't handle it. It got whack as hell. The first 3 seasons were okay, though. And then Game of Thrones, I mean, honestly, those last 2 seasons were trash, but we made it through. And I don't watch anything anymore, so. You got to be the TV show that you want. I mean, my life is a TV show. I mean, seriously. Your life is a TV show, Floki. I mean, it's a TV show. Our relationship was a TV show. TV, like you were my TV. I still have reruns of you, Floki, in my mind. There's so many reruns. TV. How about you live some shit? That's some TV. You see, these sunglasses honestly suck. I mean, how are these? Let me look this up really quick. I don't even know, like, what is the brand? Okay. I'm curious as to what the retail price, because I'm going to find out how much these are worth, and then I'm going to know how many hours I owe him. So it's Armani, whoop-de-doo, stroke a dick, nobody cares. I mean, they're fucking, I mean, can you imagine how much people pay for this shit? Sunglasses are a scam. I refuse to pay over $20 for sunglasses at this point because they're a scam. The most I've ever paid for sunglasses was $300. Prada shades out of the Galleria in Houston. Never again. Because it's a scam. It's a scam. Let's see. Let me look it up. Let me just see what the retail value of this stupid shit is really quick while I'm thinking about it. EA9568S. Okay. This is probably some dead person's sunglasses, honestly. All some mafia shit. Probably somebody they murdered, and you just keep the. I mean, mafia shit is just like, it's like vintage clothing. Somebody dies, and we just take their shit and we sell it in this little store to hide the evidence. 9568S. Oh, here we go. $142. eBay. Let's see. You just put in the number, I guess. Oh yeah, here they are. Who's spending this amount of money? 9568S. 68S EA956AS. Hold on. ZM7. Like, what is this code? It's that shit, man. I don't understand white people shit. I mean, like, it's just like $142. Wow. Well, I got them for free, girl. Who is spending this amount? This is our. That's it. Oh yeah, $154. Number one, I got these for free. Number two, who the fuck is gonna spend that amount of money for these raggedy shades? These are raggedy as hell. I thought these were like when I saw them these were in a display case at this vintage store, and I just asked the owner. I said, "How much you want for these?" And he's like, "Well, you can have them, you know, but can you like work here?" And I'm like, huh, haven't been back since. Haven't been back since. But they're shitty, honestly. They're not that great. I don't suggest anyone buy these. They're pretty shitty. I have a $10 pair of sunglasses that I always wear that are way more better. They're way better than these. This just feels like they feel like fake sunglasses, but they're more expensive and they're designer. You know what I mean? Like it's like these are so shitty. Like I have a pair of $10 sunglasses that are like way hotter than these. But it's because these are Armani. That's why I don't like designer whores. Like they put on a designer brand, and because it's quote designer, they think they're hot shit. But I'm like, you look corny as fuck. I mean, it's not even hot clothes. I mean, you look. It's like something about it that just makes you look dumb. I'm not turned on by anybody wearing an Armani suit. You just look lame as hell. I would rather fuck a nigga like Floki again. I mean, that I was attracted to Floki. See, before Floki, I was hanging out with rappers who would wear these glasses. You know, the Armani and the suits and the designer shit. They were corny as hell. I mean, they were so corny, and I didn't like being around them. All they cared about was their designer clothes and their designer shoes and their Jordans, and they were just lame. Like they didn't have a personality. You know, and it's people who put all of their identity into this shit are bad in bed. That's cool. You can wear an Armani suit, but you can't fuck. So what's the point? Is what I continue to say. You still can't fuck. So what's the point? You drive a Bentley, but you can't fuck. So I mean, what's the point? What's the point? You can't even fuck. And bitches who get with those type of niggas are not in it for sex. They're in it for this stuff, which makes you really like it's not even gay. Like you're attracted to material items, which is non-human. So like that's a certain your sexuality is involved in that. So that's not even gay. That's something else. That's worse than being gay. For me, it's better to be gay. Like I'm attracted to the same sex than I'm literally not attracted to sex at all. I just want things. Like that's something else. That's beyond gay. Period. Period. You're not even a human. Like what the fuck? Humans like to have sex. You don't even care about sex. You care about money. Like what? I will choose sex over money any day. And that gets back to Brian C. Pulskamp. Somebody who is not into sex at all. You're not even a human, bro. You're not even a human being. This project, this thing. See, what we want is we want Brian on the screen. Now, I'm going to live my life. I run my channel and I run my life as much as I can run my life, considering that people are breathing down my neck daily, trying to enforce things that I have to do that I don't want to do. But hey, you made the rules, not me. We need Brian on the screen. I might go to bed and just let this stream run because I can. Don't mean I'm going to be on the screen. I'll just keep it up, let it run all night. What are you gonna see? I don't know. The back end of a pillow, bitch. I don't know. Click the link, Brian, because I'm going to sleep. I can talk to Floki anytime. Well, if he's awake, I can talk to him. But I mean, we was just trying to have some fun and stuff, me and him. But nobody wants to play with us, so I don't know. They didn't show up. I mean, they're here. They're looking. They're peering in, but they don't want to say nothing. So what am I gonna do? Sit up here and talk all night when you too scared to type? I don't have to be on YouTube to talk to Floki. I never have. Call you before I go to sleep. Well, you can't keep me up unless you want to sleep with me tonight. I need to go to bed. I'm tired. Fucking tired. You can talk. I'm going to go to sleep. I can go to sleep on the phone. Very easy. I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. Okay, well, you can talk. I'm gonna just go. I'm just getting ready for bed. It's not like we've slept together before. Like, you know how this works. I just go to sleep, and if you up, you up. It's not that complicated. I'm not that person where it's like, you have to go to sleep with me when I'm sleeping now. Like, you can sleep whenever you feel like sleeping. I mean, I don't have to sleep with, I'm not like, I have been sleeping alone in my bed for years. Like, the last nigga that I have slept with for real is Floki. That's the last person I've slept with, like, in a bed. A guy. So I don't be sleeping with niggas. Like, I don't need to sleep with a nigga. Like, bitches who's obsessed. We have to go to bed at the same time, babe. Like, if he wants to be up all night doing things for him, doing what he wants to do, I don't give a fuck. As long as I get to sleep, I don't need someone to cuddle me all night. Like, I mean, I like to cuddle and stuff, but it gets hot, like, live your life. We gotta sleep at the same time. Like, no, we don't. People are weird. I hate this shit. What did I do with it? Hold on. God damn it. I always lose my lighter. It's never ending. Every time. How the hell? We slept in your bed. Well, it depends on who I'm sleeping with. Like, I don't mind cuddling with somebody that I like, but I'm not trying to be cuddled up with somebody that I don't like. Because I don't, like, no. No. We slept in that little bed together. There was no room to even breathe. My face was up against the wall. But we did it. We did it. Yep. So I ain't got time for any of these people around here, like, thinking they know a bitch. Like, I haven't slept, like, yeah, I've been honest about my sex life, yes, but I didn't sleep with none of these niggas because I can't sleep with them. I don't, like, I have to be able, if I can't, like, I don't even know you. Like, I can't sleep next to somebody that I don't trust. That's why when that one dude, the toxic dude that I've been talking about, when he would come over, I would not sleep. I don't know if he was sleeping, but he was laying there, but I was awake. Like I could not sleep. I don't know you. I don't trust you. Who are you? Where's this lighter? Man, see these leaves. It's just like the sand. This yard is like the High Island sand. You drop one thing and it's gone. It's like, where is this lighter? Good luck. Lost so much shit in that. I lost so much shit in that damn sand in High Island. Knives. I lost a whole fucking pair of throwing knives. It's not the size. You can have a big bed full of hate. That's an old Native American proverb. You know what I mean? Big bed. You can have a big old house full of hatred, but we have a small ass bed full of love. It's not the size of the bed that matters, my nigga. It's not the size of the bed. I don't care. You can have a giant bed and it'd be full of hatred. And you always make it about the material items. That's the problem. No, no, no. It's not the bed that's the problem. It's the people in it. But, you know, a little bit more room. It doesn't hurt. But that was in my cuddling days. But then it's like it gets so hot, you know. And then I'm not the bitch who likes to, like, you know, guys be like, lay in my arm, babe. And it's like, but yeah, your arm is gonna fall asleep. And I feel like I'm crushing him. So it's like, you don't have to, like, I don't have to, you know, like bitches who lay on your arm and you're like trying to hold her and it's always about holding her. Your arm is falling asleep. Then she gets offended because you needed to move your arm. Babe, why did you move away from me? Because my arm is falling, literally falling asleep. Like it feels like it's dead. I've done that with my own arm. I've slept on the wrong side and I motherfucking woke up and I couldn't move my arm and I'm like, is it gonna fall off? I ain't trying to do that. You're cutting off the circulation to his arm with your head on his fucking, like, can you just sleep next to someone? What's so difficult about that? Bitches need, like, what is he supposed to hold you all through the night for you to feel loved? Like, just accept he cares and just roll over and get some rest. Like, seriously. It's that white people stuff. Like, it's got the cuddling and it's the movies and the kiss and the thing. And it's like, like, we know we care about each other. We don't, I mean, you don't got to do all this other. It's like the buying the flowers. Like, he didn't buy me flowers. Floki never bought me flowers. Like, I never care. Like, I don't cuddle while trying to sleep. I mean, I'm a touchy-feely person with someone I care about, but it's like, there's only, what are you trying to do? Be inside of that person? Like, it's just, you know, little personal space is still a thing in a relationship. Like, some people want to like live inside their partner to the point of it's like your hand is up their ass, like making them a puppet. Like, there is such thing as personal autonomy in a relationship, like individualism. Like, you're one, but you're still individuals. You know, you don't. It's not about owning and possessing their every waking movement to the point where they become your personal robot. You know, the animals are a great example. Like, just watch the birds. They literally are one unit, but they're all doing their own thing. Go to the beach and watch seagulls. They will even fly together, but they're all doing their own thing together. There's something to be said about that. Doing your own thing together. Being up each other's asses all fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, give me a little bit of breathing room. Can I take a step without you being up my ass? Like, For real. God damn. I used to sit and Floki would be fishing and I wouldn't be like, oh my God. Oh my God, babe. Now, granted, I mean, I want a lot of sex and it. I mean, I'm a sex addict. I mean, but I want it to be with one person. Like I can get down for a long time. But there's only so much time in the day. There's all these things you have to do. If there wasn't all these things that we had to do, I mean, I'm really sexually deprived. Like I can really have a lot of sex, and this is when I laugh at all of you niggas out here who walk around like, yeah, fucking bitches. I'm like, you can't even last 5 minutes. It's not about the quantity; it's the quality for me. Okay, you're Mister. I get all these bitches. Right, right, right. But you have one bitch that you can only fuck for 5 minutes at a time. So you can say that's my fault. No, no, it's not my fault that you can't go longer than 5 minutes. You know, the last time I had honestly good sex was Floki. Honestly. And it could always, and sex gets better over time. The relationship, everything gets better over time. And we had a quick flame and it burned out, but it didn't burn out because we're talking still. But the point is, these niggas in this town that I've had my dealings with, and it's only been a few, and I've talked openly about it. The point is, the sex is not that great. I mean, it's relative, that's all relative, but it's really not that great. I mean, it's not. It's not. It's just not great. I mean, I haven't had any good sex since my ex, and that sucks, doesn't it? It does. I have to say it. We've tried. Like, I couldn't say I have. I haven't been able to say it until I had sex with somebody else. And now I have. And there's not been a single person that I've had sex with that was better than the sex I had with Floki. So, don't know what to tell you guys, but I guess argue amongst yourselves about that. And there's a lot that goes into me and Floki. I'm not in here to like get into all the nitty. I'm just simply saying it was way better sex than I had with the Michael David. Like, and that is the fact. That is an actual historical fact. I would know. I'm not out here just shit talking people. I give credit where it's due. I try to find the good in everything, to make it. Who's trying to be negative? Like, as somebody who's had sex with somebody, in the last month, was it the last month? It was in the last 30 days. Okay. Whenever my period started, that was the last time I had sex. So that was like 2, 3 weeks ago, something like that, 2 weeks ago. Um, I give credit where it's due because I'm like, why would I want this to be a bad experience? Like, sex is a big deal for me. Why would I want sex to be a horrible experience? I don't. So I try to find the positives of the experience, but it always boils down to really, really, really shitty. Because I don't want to feel like a failure. It's like I feel like a failure when I've talked to Floki about this. So this is not me stretching anything, but being celibate for 6 years because I don't want to be a whore. I just want to be with one man. And then, last year I meet a guy at a bar and I do that stupid thing where I'm like sexually depraved only. Like I wasn't even allowing holistic anything anymore. I'm just like, you know what? I'm sexually depraved. Is the only thing happening right now. I'm tired of waiting on a man and I'm sexually, physically depraved. So you consent just for the sex only, and it's not worth it. I would have been better off just remaining celibate because the way sex with those couple guys, the feeling that it manufactured inside of me has not been worth it. And when I was involved and I was, you want to, own your shit. So, let's just go back to last June around this very time is when I had my first sexual encounter since Floki. Um, I wanted that to be okay because I'm like, well, this is my first sexual encounter since my ex. So it's like a certain way of moving on. But and I was trying to sell myself the positives of it, but it's only ever I've just never felt good about it. So I've tried to force myself to feel good about something that I wasn't feeling good about because I don't feel good about it. And all these people that I'm dealing with, including the guy Chance is his name. They're all just hoes. So it's like I become the weirdo to them because I'm like, they're like, oh, that was a part of the issue where he tried to make me feel bad because I felt bad for having sex with him. Basically, he tried to make me feel bad because I'm not a hoe. You know, not a hoe, Navajo. So I had to deal. I'm dealing with hoe culture here, where you're the weirdo if you're not trying to be a hoe, and they try to clown you because you're just like not getting down with the hoe life. Oh, you got feelings. Aha, you got attached. Like, yeah, because I'm not a fucking slut. You know, there's feelings involved for me with sex. So, yeah, my bad. So, it's been pretty degrading living here. And, I should have never spread my legs for anybody in this fucking town. So, I'm glad I'm talking to Floki again because it brings me back to a certain center of myself where I'm not on hoe life. I'm not out here fucking just to fuck. He would know because that's why we were together. He knew I wasn't with no fucking body when I was with Floki. I mean, he wasn't worried about me cheating. That's why I don't have time. Like, at this point, everyone has to compare themselves to Floki at this point. I mean, until I meet somebody better than Floki, Floki's the Floki for me. So I haven't met anyone that is gonna fulfill a certain essence for me, which is why I haven't been able to quote move on from him because until I meet somebody better than that, then it's still Floki. I haven't met anybody better than Floki. Nope. Nope. I have not. That's why it was so easy for me to be celibate for 6 fucking years. Very easy. It was not hard. It was not hard for me to be celibate. People I like I've told people that even the dudes that I've had sex with, they're like, "Wow, celibate for 6 years." Like, yeah, when you've had a great thing with somebody. I mean, there was bad shit, yeah, but I mean, it was better than you. Better than you. Yeah, it's pretty easy to be celibate because, I mean, can you get better than him? No, you can't. I can't make myself like somebody. I can't make myself be attracted to somebody. I can't force myself to, be into somebody when I'm not. So I'm sick of all these niggas out here motherfucking trying to force their cocks down my motherfucking throat as if I want that shit. Brian C. Pulskamp. In his case, he's just doing it virtually. He sticks his dick out and says, "You're going to take this dick down your fucking throat." Well, it's not a competition. I wasn't expecting you to be celibate after me anyways, because, I didn't know what you were doing. We were split up and I didn't have any ownership over you. So whatever your reasons for that is, yeah, when we split up, I had no idea what happened with you. No idea. No idea. No clue. No possible no knowing. Like, so in terms of us talking again, you would basically have to tell me everything that happened from the moment when we split up until like a couple weeks ago, because that's how little I know. I know nothing. I know what happened when I left, but I don't know what happened when I left in all of the details. Like we're gonna really tell the story for real. I don't know anything. So yeah, I mean, as somebody who's been living here and not living in High Island with Floki, but living in Columbus and meeting these guys, and that's what I've pretty much talked about. It's not been worth it at all. I don't like living in regret. That's the fucked up thing about all this shit. But it wasn't worth it. I'll just say that much. Anybody that I've had sex with in this town, it hasn't been worth it. It has not. It just leaves this ash residue, a degrading, humiliating residue on my soul. Maybe I'll talk about that at some point later. I can't get into all those. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to do a stream tomorrow for sure. When I get all my shit done around here, and I'm not socializing out. I'm not doing any socializing in this fucking town for as long as I just literally cannot. I've done it. I've forced myself to socialize just to be normal, but I'm done. We're moving to Florida. That is a fact. I don't know when. I don't know how. It's nobody's business, but it's not a secret. But I'm getting the fuck out of this town. I would move back to High Island if it wasn't for my sister needing to be tethered to a fucking army base. If my sister wasn't tethered to an army base, we would not be probably living here. We'd probably live in Texas. We go to Florida because it's the closest place, and we hate the Atlantic coast. So I know which places I hate and I will never live, and I don't want to live on the Atlantic. So that eliminates the entire East Coast. I only fuck with the Gulf Coast, and there's only so many spots along the Gulf Coast worth living in. High Island's one of them, and there's not that many spots, honestly, when you really narrow it down. So I know why I want to live where I want to live, and people can talk shit about it and say whatever, but it's like I know my reasons. You have your reasons for not wanting to live there, and I have my reasons why I do. So you live your life. Same reason why I liked High Island. High Island don't mean shit to you. I don't give a fuck if it means. I'm not selling High Island to people. It's like I don't sell my friends to people. Like I don't care if you don't like Okama. That's my friend. I don't care if you don't like my dog. That's my dog. I don't care if you don't like Floki. That's my Floki. Like I don't give a fuck if you like my family or not. Like you have yours, I have mine. Like fuck off. People out here selling their families to other people to like them. Like I don't give a fuck if you like who I fuck. He's putting his dick in me, not you. I don't give a fuck if you like him or not. Are you orgasming? No. So, I mean, why are you obsessed with us? I'm not thinking about your sex life, so why are you thinking about mine? There's a link somewhere. There's a link right here. I mean, is somebody trying to take a drink or something? I'm awake. I slept most of today, so. But I do need to enjoy, mushroom time. It's like where your brain grows at night, just a little bit. I'm letting some shit play out before I end this stream. Then I'll make a phone call. And then I'll probably go to sleep. It took 6 years to get here. So I'm not playing with no fucking body. It took me 6 years to get literally here. So you want to talk about a journey? You want to talk about a journey? You click it. You can take over. I'll go to sleep. I don't give a shit. Take over. Talk all night. I don't give a fuck. You just click it, and if you click it, then I do shit on my end, and then you're in the stream. But I need to get sleep so I don't stay fat and ugly and shit. They say sleep is something. I don't know. I've been on no sleep for a long time, so it shows in my face a little bit. I don't care about being pretty, but I'm just a little tired. Hey, click it. I'm basically on doctor's orders for like a while, and it's three things that have been hard for me to do for the last couple years, but especially the last year. And it's so easy. It's so much basic shit. It's drink a gallon of water a day, walk 5 miles a day, not like steps, but like exercise walking. Not like in your house counting the steps. I don't, people who do their step tracker, they cheat because they just walk in their house. Like, I'm not talking about walking in the house. I'm talking about out here walking for real. I'm supposed to do 5 miles a day, and I'm really short on my miles of walking, like medium paced walking. Drink a gallon of water a day and sleep. Those are the three hardest things for me to do these days, the last year, because of depression. So it's been difficult for me to do basic shit. It's been easy for me to stay up all night drinking alcohol and having really bad sex with a couple dudes. Like, that's been seemingly more easy for me to do than it is for me to drink a gallon of water, walk 5 miles a day, and sleep. I miss stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning, go to bed, wake up at 7 or 8. And I don't take naps. Like, I just be literally not sleeping. I'm not on crack. I just drink coffee. I'm just awake. And that's not good for you over time. So this last year has really been like sleep deprivation for me, like the whole year. Like before this last year, and I do mean like it started in February of 2022 until it's the last few weeks. Sleep deprived, just a whole year of this shit. Not eating, my diet has been mostly okay, but I don't eat enough, so I'm more starving than motherfucking eat. I mean, I have the diet down, like what to eat. I just don't eat it. It's in the fridge. I just don't put it in my mouth. So I'm working on that. I'm not going to these fucking bars anymore on the weekend. Being sleep deprived is a thing. Staying up until 2, 3 in the fucking morning with retards is robbing me of sleep. It's an energy drain overall, but I've done it. And the drinking of alcohol, like, I can't handle anymore. Now, I'm not telling other people to not drink. I understand the need for it. I understand why people drink. I get it, but I have to find a better way. I have been binging and purging alcohol for the last 12 years. And at some point, you just have to fucking stop. I have dry periods, super dry periods, and then it's just never stopped completely. So I have had the urge to drink alcohol today, and I ignored it, but it was very strong. It's just go to this bar, go to this bar. Just get a beer. I'm like, no, it'll never end. So I'm fighting the urge to drink alcohol. I have weed. I have not smoked any weed, and I have weed just sitting in there. I haven't smoked it. I'll start smoking tomorrow or something. Because weed stimulates something in me where it just like I do other shit. So I'm purposely ignoring it until I'm ready to be stimulated by it because I know it's going to cause me to, it just possesses me and I start doing shit. So when I say I'm under the influence, I mean I'm under the influence. I'll let that shit possess me. I don't resist it. I'll let weed control me. And then stuff starts happening. So I know how to use drugs. I mean, I'm all about let it control you. Don't do the drug and then try to control the high. Like let yourself be controlled by it. Because some people fight the high, they'll fight it off. Like, what's the point of doing it if you're gonna fight it? What's the point of doing heroin when you're gonna fight it? What's the point of doing anything if you're gonna like alcohol? People drink alcohol and you start feeling this urge to do something, then you fight the urge. I just let myself go with it. Whatever tequila tells me to do, I do. Why am I gonna drink if I'm why do the drug if I'm not gonna do what it says to do? It defeats the purpose. So the last year I've mostly been under the influence of tequila. And that I'm not gonna sit here and lie and act like that did not cause me to spread my legs for a couple of retards. Am I blaming the alcohol? Of course not. But I definitely was fully possessed by tequila. Tequila makes me fucker fight. I've known this for years, which is why I have avoided tequila since 2010 when I ended up in Miami after a night of margaritas. And I just ended up in Miami. Like, I need to stop drinking tequila. But I also like feeling liberated by the drug. It's a stretching of something, it's like this controlled thing, and then you need to do the extreme opposite, you know? So, I'm just finding balance because seriously, I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed. People forget, and I think that's part of the troll that I deal with because, people see me, and a lot of people have said, like, how old are you? And I'm like, how old do you think I am? 23? Kids. And so that becomes a problem. And it's been this weird thing because, let me just pause this. If people are seeing me as 23 years old, which a lot of people think I'm 23, they're like, like I've said before, and I'm not saying this as a compliment, it's a gaslight. Go to a bar, this bitch walks up to me. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how old are you? I'm 22. And I'm like, well, how old do you think I am? Are you 23? No. So when they see me in a different modality and they're holding me to this 23-year-old standard, I'm not allowed to be my actual age. So it's been this weird mind fuck because I'm like, clearly I look like I'm 36. I have the face of a 36-year-old, maybe even a 45-year-old. I don't motherfucking know. I have body dysmorphia. I've always had body dysmorphia. I could spend 10 hours talking about body dysmorphia. And that's also a problem because if I'm spending 10 hours talking about something, I'm not moving, I'm sitting, I'm talking I'm not getting exercise. So that's another reason why I can't do this computer shit because it's fucking with my physical health. There was a time in my life when I wasn't sitting behind a computer talking for hours. And that was when I was with, this guy. I wasn't on a computer. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have a TV. I barely used my cell phone. So I was very active. I know what being very active is. And it wasn't about a gym, it's like lifestyle. My whole lifestyle was active. Like I didn't turn on a stove, I had to make a fire. So there was a level of physical activity involved in everything that I did. I'm not talking about couch life, get up, go to the gym, and then you thought you were active today. I'm talking about I had to walk to get firewood. I had to walk to the ocean to go fishing. I had to catch my food, you know what I mean? Shit like that. So my whole lifestyle was active. It wasn't like in this little box called a house, turning on a stove. So I was in a good physical shape. Okama was in good physical shape. She lost a lot of weight before we met up. She dropped 200, almost 200 pounds before me and her linked up just by eating a certain way. And then we were on the beach together and she was ripped naturally, no gym. I drank only water, you know. Oh, what is this in my finger now? So I know what it's like to be lifestyle, and I miss that shit. I miss the freedom that was in a certain way where you don't have to think about being healthy because you're just living in that way. You're just healthy just because you're. I mean, it's too much in the head shit. Living in this civilized shit, it's like all in your head. Everything becomes a think tank. Every movement must be analyzed and fucking like your own mind is causing you to cannibalize yourself because you're overanalyzing every fucking microscopic thing that you fucking do. And that gets into it's so much shit. I could spend days talking about this shit. And I know this as a fact because I've had the opportunity to live otherwise, where I wasn't even thinking about anything. I didn't think about what I looked like. It didn't even occur to me what I looked like. But living this way, it's like it's almost like you become super aware of yourself to the point of cannibalism. Like I'm hyper aware of my own body. When I was outdoors, I wasn't hyper aware of myself. I was just living outside, moving around. You forget yourself. I miss that shit. I miss not being aware of me. Living in the civilized world is like living in a house of mirrors. You can't escape you. It's just you, to the point of you're eating yourself. It's not healthy. Life is not created for you. I mean, self obsession is cannibalism. The mirror, staring in the mirror, and fucking yeah. Even I'm taking pictures now. There was a time I didn't have a single picture. Like I don't have pictures of all the shit I talk about because I was living. When you're living, you don't have time for a photo op. And what's the point of that shit? I mean, I'm living my life. This is real. I don't take a picture of this shit, bro. Like I'm in the cartel. I'm not taking pic. We're not taking selfies out here, bro. Like so, you see me in public. It's like horrible. Like I live in Columbus, Georgia, and it's like like I didn't. These people that I have met, I have had no opportunity. This is the one thing I'll say about this place. There has been no opportunity for me to even introduce myself. No, literally. I meet these people, right? They're always approaching me. So, but we met. Let's just say we met, okay? They don't even wonder who I am. They just make up shit in their mind, and then that's who I am to them. And I'm like, then when I do something, they're like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, this is me. And they're like, no, it's not. And I'm like, yeah, it is. You don't fucking know me. You just concocted this storyline This is what this town has done. These people that I have met have literally no concept of who I am. So when I get to the point where I get on YouTube and talk about my life, if those people were to tune in and listen, they would say, that's not joy. I'm like, yeah, it is. You just don't know me, bitch. It's like my coworkers at Scruffy's. Those people had no idea who the fuck I was. They didn't even try. They didn't even try to get to know me. They just made shit up in their mind about me and then just saw me through whatever they made up in their mind about me. That's who I was. And I felt it. I felt that projection onto me. Some people made me a hooker in their mind. Michael is a great example of that. He doesn't even know me. He literally just made in his mind up he made up a lie about me in his mind. And I felt that being projected. He saw me as a hooker. And I'm like, I'm literally not a hooker, but you're making that what I am in your mind. So when we interact, I'm interacting with your projection of me. You're not interacting with me. You're interacting with the projection that you made up of me. I might as well not even exist. I'm just a body that you're projecting this thing onto me. And now I'm interacting with you, but I'm interacting not with you interacting with me. I'm interacting with you and your idea of me. So I don't even, you've already erased me. Fuck these niggas. If anybody has the right on the internet to speak about who Yana is, it's this guy. No one else. Literally. And that is a hard fact. If we're going to do YouTube and social media and talking about me, and you're going to be the person that's because it's either I talk about me or you talk about me. And it gets into the two sides of the story, right? How the fuck? And this is something that should be analyzed on a very broad scale. You can apply what I'm saying to every aspect of what we're living. This is beyond YouTube. This is what everyone's doing to everyone every day. How the fuck are you somebody that's never been around me a second of my life, but you're talking about me as if you know me? The only person who can claim any knowing of me on the fucking internet is fucking Floki. And he's not even on the internet like that. That's what's so crazy. It's so crazy to me how the nigga that was dick deep inside of me for almost 3 months isn't making videos about me on the internet, but a nigga who I've never met a day in my life has spent 3 years talking about me, and that is what offends me. The only reason why I am live tonight is because he asked me. If he had not asked me, I was not even going to be on tonight. For what? Some strangers and some fucking psycho bitch that lives in Portland, Oregon, making videos about me every fucking day, doesn't know me at all. For what? Some weirdos that I've met in Columbus, Georgia to watch and they don't know me either. It's crazy how this is what offends me. Michael, that nigga, I've been around literally. I've been around him more than I've been around Floki. Clearly, and Floki doesn't live here. But this nigga Michael, who's been at this house multiple times, who's been in my vagina, does not know me at all. And he's recent. But the nigga from 6 years ago knows me better than you do. So that's so weird to me. That's so weird to me. Michael did not even try to get to know me. This is somebody who sought me out. This is so offensive to me. This is offensive to me. How are you going to be in my life now? You're in my life. You sought me out. You picked me. You want to fuck me. You want to hang out with me. You want to say shit to me. You want to seek me out in other places that I go. You want to do all this shit with me, to me. And you still don't know me. And so I literally, because of Michael, let's not forget that a huge reason why I drove to High Island was because of my disgust at Michael and a lot of other shit. I was so disgusted at Michael, I drove to see my ex that I hadn't seen since 2016. I have not even seen this guy since 2016. Michael was so repulsive to me. I drove 1,000 miles to see this guy. Think about that. That's pretty crazy. That's how disgusting you are. If I'm willing to drive 1,000 miles and I didn't even know I was going to see him, I drove out there blindly. I had no idea when I drove out to High Island because it wasn't planned. I had no idea I was going to actually see Floki. I had no idea. And I did. And then here we are because of Michael in Columbus, Georgia. Well, I guess thanks. Thanks for helping me. Who would have thought that so much toxicity would reunite me with Floki? That's crazy. That's really crazy. I mean, I'm just getting started when it comes to talking about shit on here, honestly. I think everything else was just a warm up because, it's all about training. You know, it's how you use a weapon. I haven't used YouTube properly yet because you have the gun and you're target practicing. But have you actually hit somebody yet? You can have the gun all day, but it ain't worth shit if you ain't using it. I'm sorry, I've said this for years. And this is why I have never owned a gun. Because give me a gun and you teach me how to use it, I'm ready to use it. I learned that in the Ozarks. They taught me how to shoot them motherfucking rifles, and I was a good shooter. And I realized in an instant, I ain't got time to be shooting cups. I don't want to shoot deer. I have no desire to shoot a duck. They not done shit to me, so I'm gonna stay away from a gun. Because if I can't shoot it at somebody who needs it, then I don't need to be around this gun. So I put the gun down. And I just took a bow and arrow as a joke, inside joke for myself. What's the point of a bullet if it ain't being used? Why do we have guns? I'm not going to sit there shooting at paper all day. My dad goes to, last time I checked, he goes to a gun range every weekend, and I think that's a joke. Okay, we get it. You can hit a target. So when you go actually hit a target? Because the target ain't that bullseye that you drew on a piece of paper. You aiming at somebody, and when you go actually shoot them. Okay? Believe me, there's people in my mind that can take a bullet right now, but I don't have the gun. You see, that list has not gone away. It's a long list. And in my mind, next to your name is your face and a bullet hole right here. But I ain't got a gun. I don't have a gun. So what happens is every time your name pops up, there's a bullet that goes right here in your head that I see. But I'm not allowed to do anything. It's illegal and I don't have a gun and I'm never going to get one. But if I find out that you on my list was shot one day and died, I would celebrate in this house and nobody's going to know about it. Okay? Everybody else going to cry, oh my God, he got shot, she got shot. Meanwhile, I'm having a party in my house. Good, you're finally dead. I've been waiting on that moment. Which brings me back to Brian Pulskamp. I have said this for a long time, but Floki was not here to witness me saying that. And I've used Floki as an example when I've talked about shit like this for a long time. Unbeknownst to Floki, um, if there's one nigga that I know would actually do some shit, unlike some of you, it's Floki. That's why I laugh at people like Michael and the threats against my life and Okama's life, and the threats and the threats and the threats. Floki never threatened my life, ever. If there's one thing I'll say about him, he never threatened me. And Floki's not protecting me now. No, Floki's not here with me. If Floki was here with me, there would never be a Michael David. There wouldn't be a Michael David. I mean, literally, there would not be a Michael David. And that's just some Texas shit. But this is Georgia with the state of the bitch nigga, you see. That's why people in Florida are rolling their eyes when they're saying, "Where are you from?" Well, I'm coming from Georgia. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Georgia is the state of the bitch nigga. I mean, Texas has got they bitch niggas too, but it ain't no bitch nigga like Georgia. Ain't no bitch nigga like the ones in Georgia, which is why I vowed to myself. And I just have to say this, there's so many details. I might be up all night. I don't know. Maybe I'll ride with Floki and maybe I'll sleep during the day because it's so hot. It's at that point in time where it's too hot to be awake during the day. And yeah, I think I might just fuck around and, sleep during the day. Why not? I slept during the day today, so what's there to see during the day? You okay, I'll go to bed. I get it. I love the nighttime. It's too hot to be awake all day in this summer heat. It is. It's too hot out here running around in the heat. How about this? We just stay up all night and we sleep during the day. I can. Real cartel shit. And then weirdos. Why are you still up talking? Everybody doesn't have the same sleep schedule, first of all. Some people don't have to be in bed. I'm sorry that you do. I don't technically have to go to sleep. I don't. I just force myself to be like normal people. I ain't got to go to bed. I actually don't. Only if I choose to lay down. I can make another pot of coffee right now. I ain't got no kids. I mean, the cats is fine. I ain't got a dog to walk. I mean, Yoki, I mean, there was a time when we had to force a bedtime when we moved into the civilized cities and shit because before that bitch was running around all night being a wolf and I didn't know where the hell she was. I wasn't worried about it because she does her own thing. She's still doing her own thing. I don't know what the hell she up to. That's one beautiful thing I'll say about Yoki. That bitch will do her own thing and you are not going to hold her back. She will do her own thing. Good for her. There's something to be said for somebody who will not be controlled by other people. Because ain't nothing attractive about that. Who wants somebody who just bends over all day? Yes, yes, yes. Ain't nothing sexy about that. Ain't nobody trying to fuck that person. The people who do all of the right things and are super obedient and getting awards for being the best little server, the best little waitress, the best little bitch for somebody else. Ain't nobody trying to have sex with a kiss ass. Oh, look at you getting an award for kissing ass all day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Yeah, yeah. We're so proud of you. I have always been a rebel, always. And you pay the price. You're mocked, ridiculed. Um, the pea brains will join together and they will try to humiliate you because you're standing alone rebelling, and they're lame because then they need all those people. They're lame and they know it. They're corny, they don't have any sex appeal. They're not leaders. They're not leaders. Brian is not a leader. He's corny, he has no sex appeal. We're only obsessed with him because we know he's a serial killer and he thinks that we're just into him and stuff. No, we're just seeing what happens next in the next episode of Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, the bootleg version. It's not even the good one. If only the internet existed when Jeffrey Dahmer was with us, and doing his thing, then that he would have. Can you imagine Jeffrey Dahmer with a YouTube channel or a Facebook account? People act like this is what I don't have time for. People in this modern new age act like this is different than the 70s. Like, no, the same serial killers are walking around, bro. They just have the internet now. So if you were a serial killer, what would you post on your Facebook? Would you, well, I mean, if you were Jeffrey, what would Jeffrey Dahmer be with an Instagram account? Ted Bundy with a Facebook. What were you? Oh, shit. I clearly see Brian C. Pulskamp. Hey guys, I just got back from washing my ass and I have this little scab on my back and my throat is hurting again. And you know, just this little tickle in the back of my throat. That's probably why my voice is hoarse. Um, and can I be Brian? Let me be Brian for like 2 minutes without, and we're all gonna die because it's just like wow. Hey guys, hey everybody. It's hey, hey everybody. Um, so I just got back from my journey, and I have this scratch in the back of my throat right now. It's probably when my voice is hoarse, and I haven't got to the comment section, and I haven't got to the comment section in a while. But I'm gonna get back to reading you guys' comments, and I haven't been watching Joy's videos. I haven't been watching Joy's videos in a while actually, and yeah. So the project that I'm working on, I really do feel that it's gonna honestly change. I can't even do this. I can't even impersonate this person because it's so fake. It's too fake to impersonate. Like it's just impossible. Nobody can impersonate Brian. Like nobody, because it's so bad. It's so uniquely bad. It's impossible to duplicate. It's impossible to impersonate. It's so fake. How can you be faker than fake? Like it's beyond fake. It's so fake it would seem normal. Like he's so fake that it seems almost natural because he's so fake. It's like the inverse of natural. It's him. So it like mirrors real almost exactly, but it's entirely fake. And that's what good lies are. They're very good at looking like the truth. Oh, he's got that shit down. He's got the good guy persona down pat. And it's all with what he says on camera. And I continue to say that literally nobody knows who Brian Pulskamp actually is. He just knows the right things to say. Yeah, it's just honestly ridiculous. And if I could literally point a gat at that motherfucker's hat, brah, 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 I would. Joy's been threatening me again. Joy's been threatening violence in me again. Joy's been Joy's threatened to kill me. Joy's threatened to kill me. Joy's threatened me. Joy and her violence. Joy and her violence. Joy, joy, joy. Who the fuck are you talking about? You don't know me? Nigga, like, the fuck? The Most High told me. Hey, everybody. I have told this nigga to cease and desist from saying my name on his YouTube channel. I want Brian's face on the screen. Who do I want on the screen? Brian. That nigga's up. He don't sleep. He's a crackhead. Get him on the screen. If he really is a servant, this is no for real. Let's be serious. Oh, he's the servant of the Most High. Then get on the screen, then, nigga. You want to sit there watching my fucking channel, talking about me and stuff. Get your bitch ass fucking face on the fucking screen, then, nigga. You know, he want to sit there. Let's put some shit to the test for real, because he's a full of shit. He's a pussy bitch. Let's put something on the screen. I got time, because I'm gonna talk to Floki. When I talk to Floki, I'm talking to Floki. That's not for anybody. That's how it always was. So we're handling business. It's called Getting Rid of Perverts Daily.org. I gotta build paradise, and if that means eliminating you to have it, well, somebody's got to do that. I don't give a fuck, because I'm not doing this. You gotta go. Meanwhile, in the basement, I don't have time. I don't have time. I have to be quiet because people in my house are sleeping, and this screen is killing my eyes. But the point is this. That's better. It really does hurt. Um, I don't have time for this very obvious I'm a serial killer living in the basement plot line. It's very obvious. It's very obvious. It's so obvious it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a whole joke.
Hey everybody. So I've seemed to have caught some type of a summer, spring
We cannot hear you at
cold
all.
or something like that.
Let me
Some
need to
type
get
of
some subtitles.
infection that seems to have
Hold
infiltrated
on,
me.
let's get some subtitles. There we go. Okay, here we go. This post the killing fields. So you come back from the killing fields and you make a video and you do your hey everybody and you concoct a narrative. You spin a narrative for us to believe in to hide what you've actually been doing because nobody knows what you've actually been doing. So we don't believe anything that you say on screen. Nothing you say is believable. Nothing you say on the camera is believable. There's no evidence of anything that you say being true. It's all just you in your basement saying stuff, and there's no evidence of it being true or real, and therefore we do not believe you. Try again. I'm smarter than you. This is Mr. Brainiac, and let us not forget that this person, because let's be smarter than the average stupidity out here. Let's be smart because the dum dums are always around. This is somebody who lives with their parents. That's not the point in the sense that does that make you a bad person? No, that's not the point. The point is he simply does live with his parents. Okay? We're just sticking with facts. He lives with his mother and father. Okay? Who are his mother and father? Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? His father is former military. I think in the like higher up in the ranks or something, and his mother is. They have a lot of money. I don't know how. I mean, it's a $500,000 home in Portland, Oregon. Um, it's $500,000. Um, Before he was living in a $500,000 home in Portland, Oregon, he was in Arizona living in the really rich area of Arizona. He was raised in Arizona and then they moved to Portland, Oregon, and they're rich. So he plays poor, but he's not poor. Okay. He didn't come from poverty, just as a fact. So remember that when you're watching this video. Remember where he's at. Okay. Where are his parents? Upstairs? Where's his brother? Somewhere in the house, I guess, like when he's making this video. So he's not alone. He has family members there with him, but you never see them. They're not a part of his channel. But he lives in the basement and they're up there. I think about that. I'm like, yeah, yeah, they're up there. Okay, let's be smart.
Hey everybody. So I've seemed to have caught some type of a summer, spring cold or something like that. Some type of a infection seems to have infiltrated. I've allowed infiltration into my system, and it has taken up a good stronghold. So it's probably why my voice sounds a little raspier than usual, and why I feel like shit. Uh, so yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But I want to talk about fear, and this. So throughout my life, I've had numerous people, including my own brother, tell me like did they think that I'm like a serial killer. I'm just or just being afraid of me. Like I've had females, like people I've worked with, like that they're like afraid to. There's a point like it's strange too because a lot of times these the same type of people that say these things they have a deep like attraction like to me not just a sexual or romantic thing but like just as a personality thing like they have a huge interest and they pay a lot of attention to me and then a lot of times I'll just continue being myself and show more and more sides of who I really am and as they get to know me more and more they become um afraid and I think a lot of that probably has to do with me doing drugs and feeding into that dark side it is feeding into my demons so like the more I show who I really am while I was doing drugs the more that the demonic side of me is it comes out and I also think because I'm just I mean for me this is all normal because it's just me so nothing's weird I'm just being me but I'm starting to see how from other people's perspectives I am a little different I mean we're all different so I don't even like saying that but I can see how it's kind of rare to find somebody who kind of looks like myself, who can talk on all these different things. He's also kind of a dork, but then he's also like kind of physical, and then he's smart, but then he's also like mysterious. I mean, I can see how it's like a question mark, like who is this dude? Like sometimes he's really cool and like interesting, and whatever, whatever. But then other times like, whoa, I don't know if I can trust that. He's dangerous, and
Okay, that sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit. The point is this: this guy, um, this guy is somebody who's been obsessed with me for a long time. I don't feel like getting into explaining how I knew about it. I just know that he has been, okay? Because if I have to explain how I know he's been obsessed with me, that will be 3 hours. So just keep it simple for now, because decisions need to be made. He's been obsessed with me for 3 fucking years, okay? I'm the federal investigator. I've already done my research on this person. So That's why I already know the deal. Um, and he has, he doesn't know about Floki. In his mind, this gets into getting in the mind of the person. So when I speak about Brian C. Pulskamp, I'm speaking from his mind's eye, not what I think about him, not what I feel towards his energy from 3 billion miles away. When I speak about Brian C. Pulskamp, it's because I'm in his head. I know what he's thinking, I know why he's thinking it, and there's nothing that that nigga can or will do that will ever shock me. Very predictable. I already see the future for Brian C. Pulskamp. I already know what's going to happen. I see it all playing out. And it seems to be right on little schedule. I don't have to do anything actually to get rid of this person. This person has already set themselves up for themselves to be getting rid of. Okay? So we're not worried about that. We're not stressed over making that go away. No. I'm just playing my role here and now because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I trust everything that I do is what I'm supposed to be doing in the moment that it needs to happen. And right now, I'm supposed to be on here talking about this fucking pervert. And what the fuck does this have to do with my ex? Everything. Number one, I would not be on this live stream tonight if it wasn't for my ex, who's not my ex. Number two, this person has refused to accept anything about me when I talk about myself on my channel. What I mean by that is he thinks he's my soulmate. He's been obsessed with me for as long as I have, you know. This guy has been obsessed with me via social media for a very long time. The guy on the screen. Okay? Social media only. Okay? So this is a social media obsession. Okay? Floki is not a social media obsession. There was no social media involved. We met in real life. There was no cell phone in our relationship. There was no Facebook. There was no Twitter. There was no Snapchat. There was no Instagram. There was nothing but just us. So when it comes to this shit, compared to this guy, I literally don't have time. And I'm making this a public example of a phenomenon that is a contagion on this earth right now. This. My ex is not obsessed with me in any way like this. We had a relationship. You can call love an obsession. Why? Because you understand being possessed by somebody, and that is what happens. It's natural. This is something else. When you love somebody, yeah, you other people can call this obsession. No. My ex is not obsessed with me. We had a relationship. This is obsession. And this person refuses to accept this person in my life. This person, in their mind, I'm theirs for the taking. This person believes that I belong to them, which is why they left Portland, Oregon to find me in the state of Florida. Okay? So I don't have time for sympathy for this faggot. You know, it's really not a cool feeling to be hunted by somebody from 2,000 miles away that you don't know, that you've never met, that you've never fucked, and you never fucking will. And they refuse to take no for a fucking answer. And so they tell themselves, she will have me. She will have me. And then they get their mother to fund their trip to Florida, where I'm at, for them to insist on finding out where I'm at so they can insist on me being with them. That's not fucking cool, bro. And that was a year ago. And this motherfucker is still talking about me on his fucking channel like he doesn't know what's going on. He does know what's going on. He does know what's going on. He's not fucking confused. He's not retarded. He just plays it on TV to hide what's really going on with him. Being what? The modality of this person is a rapist. The modality of this person is a serial killer. If you can't take no for an answer, yeah, you're a rapist. I don't see how much more clear it needs to be. You got on a fucking bus to find me. And I'm just supposed to be okay with that? And then you act like I need an act. Nigga, you can get shot. And that's what's going to end up happening. You just going to get shot. You know how you going to go out, Brian? Somebody's going to kill your ass. Somebody is. It's not going to be me. And it's not going to be anybody I told to kill you. Somebody's just going to murk you. For why? Because of what you are. You're not a good person at all. You're a wicked fucking bitch. You're evil as fuck. So this fake ass fucking bullshit on the screen and everybody's supposed to play patty cake with you all the motherfucking time. Aw, feel sorry for you. You're really just a good guy. Bullshit is pandering and propaganda. You're not a good guy. You're not a good guy at all. I know Satanists who are cleaner than you, bitch. You're a dirty ass nigga. You're a dirty, filthy ass nigga in your soul. I don't have time for this pandering and propaganda. You're worse than a fucking politician. You're 36 motherfucking years old. You got fucking sickness in your soul. If anybody wants to feel sorry for you, then they need to leave me the motherfucker alone. Running a sympathy campaign out fucking here when you're a fucking predator. You're a predator. I don't feel sorry for you at all. How the fuck am I gonna feel sorry for you when you've been trying to prey on me, nigga? You can get shot. I don't know why you keep running your mouth about me on your channel like you gonna come over here or something. Like a bitch is gonna talk to you for real. No, I'm gonna put you on the screen. You can talk to the people with the guns. Because it ain't me. Since you want to be able to talk about you're highly protected and shit, then show up on my channel then. Let's see how protected you are. Where's your you a pussy bitch. You a pussy bitch. You the servant of the Most High. Well, then prove your fucking power over here then, nigga, since you want to keep saying my motherfucking government name. Yeah, put it to the test then. Is this a game or is this real? Is this fake? What's real? What's fake? You really saying my government name. You really did stalk me. So you really should show the motherfucker up on this channel and face your fucking crimes. You really did stalk me. You really did. I will go back to Floki very, very, very willingly before I ever fuck with you. And what we ain't gonna do is feel sorry for you because I don't want you. No. You out here having people feel sorry for you because I don't want to be with you. I don't have to be with you. Nigga, you entitled son of a fucking whore. The white bitch that you call your mother raised a fucking pussy. I don't feel sorry for your mother and your dad, the white bitches that raised your bitch ass. Thinking you deserve some shit because you're white. Because you're white. That's most of it. You're the actual definition of a white supremacist. This is the origin of white supremacy, right here. You are literally the origin, like the original white man. The original white man doesn't have sex. He just sits around and thinks and wants other people to do what he thinks about. So you're the original white man. That's it. You just think a lot. You don't have sex. You don't actually do anything. You rape and you stalk and you think. That's it. Everybody else does all the fucking work. So if we're going to root out who the real demon is, that would be you. You're more demonic than my than Floki. You're more evil than Floki. Period. You are a wicked. We laugh. You are a wicked, wicked little nigga. You're gross. And we're supposed to feel bad for you because you look like shit. That's always the thing with Whitey. You see, we got to feel bad because you look like shit. Because you can't fuck. We got to feel bad for you. Because you ugly. We got to feel bad for you because you're ugly and stuff. So we all supposed to feel bad and you drag us down because you're a Debbie Downer. Because you can't get laid. Because we all have to feel bad for you. Everyone's got to feel bad for you all the time. And you just love a good pity plot line. Oh, sad, sad, sad. Feel so sorry for you. Because you can't get... So me and Floki can't enjoy having sex together because here you come. That's not fair. Because I'm just putting you on the... See, Floki will remember. It's the same person. Floki will remember that other guy that was on the beach when I met Floki that was trying to be with me. His name, he went by the name of Hippie. And I didn't want to be with him. And he tried to make me feel bad. And so I got drunk one day off some motherfucking rum. And I told that nigga to get the fuck out of here. Floki didn't know the whole story. He was there for when I kicked that nigga off the beach. I kicked that nigga off the beach. Because what you ain't gonna do is make me feel bad because I don't want to be with you. I was with Floki because I wanted to be. Then what? Me and him couldn't enjoy being together because other people were mad and jealous. So we can't even... I don't have time for that shit. Get you somebody. I can only be with one person. So I'm not available. You shouldn't be thinking about me. That's some sick shit. Now you jealous of another nigga. You jealous of another nigga because he's fucking me. And that's gay as fuck. Jealousy is a disease. Jealousy is a mental illness. There's plenty of bitches walking around. Get you a bitch. I'm not the one for you. I'm not the one for 30 niggas. I'm for one nigga. And then I'm supposed to feel bad because it's not you. But nigga, please. God created one man and one woman for each other. And you ain't him, nigga. I can't stand... I have been around other people after Floki. I wasn't living in a literally when I left High Island for real. I went to a nudist colony. I literally saw people fucking all around me in open, not like out in the open, but like I witnessed sexual shit. I didn't feel a wink of jealousy. There is not any, and I met a shit ton of people along the way leading up to this very day. And I've seen them together. I wasn't been like, oh, I wish that was me. Like, I don't give a fuck because I always know that I have one nigga and God knows the nigga that I'm supposed to be with. I don't know. Jealous of somebody else's relationship and stuff is really, really corny. I am not the woman that I was not created for this person. And I find it highly offensive that they have been on God's internet talking about Joy's my soulmate. No, the motherfucker I'm not. No, the motherfucker I'm not. Floki was my soulmate. And as far as I could tell, still motherfucking is. So I don't know who the fuck you are. I can only have one soulmate. Imposter, imposter. Like, you know how sick it is for somebody? Put yourself in my shoes. You know damn well you've had something deep with somebody. Then there's this weirdo on the internet making videos about you all fucking day, saying they're your soulmate and telling the whole world, telling the whole fucking world. And then people try to demonize me because I get up here and talk about my actual sex life. What's worse? Me saying what actually happened, like I actually fucked this nigga, or me up here talking about Chance is my soulmate. Chance is my soulmate. No, that's somebody I had sex with. I have to make up a name. That's somebody I don't know. Let me just make up somebody I don't. Let me pick somebody on the internet and just start talking about them and saying they're my soulmate. That's what this nigga did. Let me just find somebody on the internet and make videos about them and say they're my soulmate. They're my soulmate. Not sexy, not hot, disgusting, wicked, and weird. Predatorial, gross. And I'm fucking tired of it. And some people would say, well, you know, just don't watch. As I've continued to say, because this person left the state of Portland, Oregon, and traveled 2,000 plus miles to try to be with me, I'm kind of feel like I have to watch. I don't like that. And maybe that's why he did that. Maybe he stalked me to just force me to have to watch his channel. Maybe that's why. Maybe, I don't know. It makes sense. Well, I know how to get her attention. I'll stalk her and then she'll watch my YouTube. Because I wasn't watching this nigga's videos until somebody told me that he was making videos about me. And then it's like, now I'm interested because he's just such a fucking weirdo. I'm not interested because he's interesting. I'm interested because he's obsessed with me. So now I'm interested to figure out who the fuck this nigga is and what the fuck is going on. And then he stalks me in real life. And then I'm interested to see what he's doing because I'm like, what is he up to? Because he's a fucking weirdo. No shit. And what, I'm supposed to feel bad because he's a fucking weirdo? Fuck no. Don't feel fucking bad because you're a motherfucking weirdo. Losing sleep over this dumbass shit. He's a fucking parasite. He's a fucking vampire. He's an energy drainer. He's an evil, he's an evil, 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 evil person. I'm not wrong about people.
So like I'm starting to really appreciate that a little bit more than I have in the past because again, to me, I'm just being myself. And I see a lot of different sides from other people, and it doesn't bother me. I get it. We all have different aspects of ourselves, and we all have good and darkness inside of us, and it's just at different levels. However, I am a 6 foot, 2, 3 ish man who's very physically capable. So I'm not. And not only that, too, it's like I've been my worst own enemy. Like I know, like there's nothing that's fucked up my life more than myself. So I'm not. I have no fear of anybody else because nobody else has really done me any dirt. Like even the things that have happened to me with friends in the past, like I had warnings were given to me, and I did not listen to them. So it all goes back on me. This is why I've always, I always try to maintain and share with everybody that nobody really has any harder than anybody else. Like we all have exactly what we need to deal with and what we all deserve to deal with, to be honest, because our actions do have consequences. And the better able I am to like really embrace that, the better am I able to navigate with more peace in my heart. And I'm not always able to do that, but when I am, the situation seems to go a little bit more smoothly. Um, so but as far as people being scared of me, like I don't, it's hard because it's like I'm just being me. Like yeah, I've got this relationship with the structure, man. I listen to a lot of music that um I mean is associated with Satanism. I mean it is what it is. I mean Satan,
He's very highly skilled because he's a super white guy. He's very skilled at he's what I would refer to as an ultra whitey, and that's a whole textbook definition. I'm working on that textbook now. Ultra whiteys have certain traits, and he has them all, but he's skilled at the art of misdirecting. What that means is I identify you as a serial killer, and then he says in response, because he can't have a conversation, this is a video where he has time to prepare. Remember, he has time to prepare his statement. I'm live streaming. He can't live stream. He doesn't have those abilities because he's a pussy bitch, a faggot, a liar. And if he gets on camera, everyone will see that he's a liar. So he just does his recorded videos, which is more staged. He's in control of it. He's in control of it, you see. If he's on my live stream, he has no control. So it's easier to see that he's a liar. That's the one thing about all serial killers. They have a desperation to be fully in control at all times of everything, you see. So Brian C. Pulskamp, Brian with a Y. I have to find my humor. Every FBI agent does. But anyways, I don't work for the Fed. I'm an unlicensed federal agent, meaning I just honestly think like a Fed, but I don't have their powers to get rid of people. Do we want to be smart or we want to be dum-dums? Hold on. I identify him as a serial killer, and his response is, after many hours to prepare and practice what he's going to say, he says, I know people are scared of me. No, misdirection, objection, Your Honor, misdirection. No, we're not talking about anyone being, that's not the subject matter. So he likes to change the topic, the angle of the conversation. That's what I mean by misdirecting. No. We're discussing you being a serial killer. This has nothing to do with us being afraid of you. And why would anyone be afraid of you? So now we're going to analyze why you brought that up. See how you opened another can of worms? This is your defense. Everyone's afraid of me. I know everyone's afraid of me. Why? Why are people afraid of you? That's what you said. You said everyone's afraid of you. Why? There's literally, I can understand people being afraid of this guy. But you, why are people afraid of you? What is it about you that's so fearable? No, I don't think anyone's afraid of you. I think you want people to be afraid of you. I think that's why you go into the woods and you punch the air and you swing a stick around and you play pretend that you're a samurai. But literally no one's scared of you. See, this is where you need to understand, Brian, there's a difference between creepy, weirdo, and scary. And it can all seem like the same thing. Like, you're creeping me out, females say. It's that guy who, like, tries to touch them. Now, is she scared of him? Like, is he. But there's a level of threat there because you're creepy. And why are you creepy? Don't use the word scared. It's implying we're running in terror. Here he comes with the big guns. No, 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 no. You're not posing a terroristic threat in that literal way. No, you're just that creepy guy. There's something, it's that Jeffrey Dahmer thing. We can't put our finger on it. Let's take Jeffrey Dahmer for him. Jeffrey Dahmer was a pussy bitch, okay? I mean, he look at the violent acts that he committed. Now that makes him seem like a badass. I mean, he was literally chopping up bodies in apartments. It's one thing to chop up bodies in the woods, but he was literally chopping up bodies in an apartment. I mean, people like somehow forget that. Like, he was in an apartment complex. There's a level of audacity there. There's a level of bravery and boldness there. It's one thing to kill people in the woods and chop them up. You have a level of secrecy. There's more privacy. This nigga was honestly not giving that many fucks. The smell was there. I mean, seriously. He'd kill them in his fucking apartment, chop them up in his apartment, and then eat them in his apartment. Bro. So, take Jeffrey Dahmer out of his apartment and then put him in, like, he was living a life. Like, did he, who knew him? Like, where did he go during the day? Like, where was he shopping for groceries? Shit like that. People met him. Where was he working? What was his job? You know what people said about Jeffrey Dahmer in hindsight? Oh, yeah, he was kind of weird. Yeah, he was soft spoken. He was very quiet. He wasn't harming people. He was nice. And he was killing people in his apartment and eating them. So if Jeffrey Dahmer, who was attractive, he was physically attractive, he was in shape, he was physically fit, physically attractive, he wasn't an ugly guy. Really not an ugly guy at all. Quiet, soft spoken, very friendly, very nice, mostly just quiet. Described by people who didn't get to know him as just kind of weird, but didn't seem threatening. And that was the guy. That was the guy who was eating people. You see. Ted Bundy, on the other hand, was the very outspoken, very loud. I would just assume he was very gregarious. He was very lively, big personality, big cheesy smile, womanizer, getting all the bitches, you know, Mr. Politics, Mr. Law. Just, he's a talker, good with words, very lively. But Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer had a lot in common. What? They're both serial killers, two seemingly different personalities. If you take away the aspect of the murders themselves, the serial murders, and how they were murdering, you just look at the personality, they seem to be polar opposites. Jeffrey Dahmer's very quiet, withdrawn. Ted Bundy's very loud, outspoken, gregarious, extrovert. But they're both killing people, a lot of people. And then we get to Brian C. Polsky. I don't care what this nigga says on camera. Everybody that I see in life, I don't call a serial killer, and I've hung out with murderers. So my reason for saying Brian C. Polskamp is a serial killer comes from a very wide range of life experience. Being around people, when there's a certain aura that people emit when they've killed somebody. And I'm very good at picking up on that. So I know when somebody's killed somebody. In fact, I've experienced this in the last year. I smell the blood on them and they admit, yeah, I've killed 2 people. La, la, la. I know me. I know my nose. I know I'm good at what I do. It's one, and there's different ways of killing. There's different modalities of killing. There's a difference between being in the military killing. It's just the intention behind it. And it all boils down to killing, but there's a different smell that each person has based off of why they killed, for whom they killed, and when, everything. Okay. Now, granted, if I ever physically was in the presence of Brian C. Polskamp, I would know absolutely, absolutely who he's killed. where he's killed, and when he did it. But I don't need to be physically around him. All he has to do is get on the screen. People smile and then they kill people. People say the right things and kill people. So I don't have time. Ultimately, what I'm saying is I don't have time for this bullshit. I'm so sorry for your loss, Brian, but when I see you, I only see a serial killer. I don't see anything else, and I can't unsee it. It's like the picture that Floki sent me, where he was, comparing something with something else and said, he looks like this. And once he sent me that picture, I cannot unsee it. Everybody has a sad story. Every serial killer had a sad story. So your sad story is not your salvation. Because for some reason, Brian, you get on camera acting like your sad story is saving you. It's covering something up. It's making you seem almost good because you got a sad story to tell. So you're using sympathy as cover art for something that you're hiding. You are hiding a lot, Brian C. Pulskamp. It's very obvious. There's an odor of really, really, really something fucked up. And I don't care what you say on camera, that will never change. You're never going to get me to say what you want me to say about you, Brian. I'm not going to vouch for you in these streets and lose all of the street cred that I've gathered and collected and established over these last 10 years. You're not going to ruin my street cred. With the gods and with the humans below, I'm not going to vouch for you. I'm not going to mediate between you and the earth that you have been honestly blaspheming. So, in terms of you being protected, I'm not protecting you, so who the fuck is? I'm pretty sure the Most High is mostly not pleased because I don't think the Most High advocates for pathological lying and stalking. So, I don't know what God you serve, but the God I serve does not advocate for stalking people and trying to force them to do something they don't want to do. You know, if you were a killer, Brian, let's pretend that you're not, okay? For like 1 minute. Let's pretend you're not a killer. How would you kill? I would just say strangulation. You give me Mr. Strangler. You don't give me I'm going to use a knife or fucking. You just give me more of a Ted Bundy, like an introvert Ted Bundy. If Ted Bundy was an introvert, he'd be a totally different person. We just know the extrovert Ted Bundy, but the introvert Ted Bundy is honestly, this is like if Ted Bundy came home after, doing his extroverted lifestyle and he came home and he makes a video and how he really feels. So this is like the underbelly of Ted Bundy. There's the outer layer of Ted Bundy, the one everyone sees and interacts with, and it's how he really feels on the inside. And he's not a happy person. He's not really smiling. His smile was fake. That's the point of Ted Bundy. His smile was fake. How can you be so happy and you're just killing bitches all over the country? That nigga was driving. He drove from the West Coast to fucking Florida to murder fucking college girls in their fucking beds. That's some hardcore shit, bro. But if Ted Bundy doesn't have a car, what does he do? Well, I don't know. 6 women are found dead across Oregon, and nobody knows how they died. found in wooded areas. And who's been recently in the wooded areas, wandering the streets, pretending to be homeless? Brian C. Pulskamp. So it's just like, I don't know. There's just too many like synchronicities here. There's too many things that just like make you go, that doesn't make sense. We're not buying it. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to sit up here and fucking laugh with it in the sense of like, yeah. Like I don't, and I'm not going to vouch for it. I have anything in common with you. I'd rather be talking to Floki, but I've been dealing with this for 3 fucking years. So what are you going to do, Brian? Because looks like you're spinning your wheels and stuff. For those of us who've been watching your channel since 2020. What you going to do, Brian? Because you're not going anywhere. You're literally going nowhere. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it but you. Apparently, you're very delusional. You're going literally nowhere. What progress have you made in anything? What are you doing? There is no project. You talk about this project and like what everyone plays along, like what kind of retards watch your fucking channel? Well, that's also what's interesting to me. Who's supporting this shit? I mean, look who's over here. Who's subscribing? You have 394 subscribers. Number one, who are these fucking retards that watch your fucking channel? Is something that should be investigated. Who the fuck is buying into this shit? Who's supporting this? Who's aligning themselves with your modality to agree? Who's empathizing with you? Who feels the same way as you do? Tells me a lot about a lot of people. So that means there's a lot of Brians out here, and that's disturbing as fuck. What if there's 394 Brians out here? What the fuck? Well, I don't feel safe then. So, we need a purge. I mean a real purge, not this government purge shit like electric grid's down and there's no cell phone signal, so there's no 911 to call. Purge. You see? That's the purge I want. That's the purge I dream of. No 911. What could go wrong? What could go right? Well, there's no 911. What am I going to do? I know exactly what I'm going to do. Been knowing for years. So, I'm going to go to sleep. That's what I'm going to do. Going to sleep.